How do you, what, what do you mean? Is Hello Kitty Hello? God damn it, Junko English. Is Hello Kitty actually good? And why doesn't someone else in this call play with you? Oh no. This Wait, wait. Oh, oh. I low key thought you were gonna say it's gotcha. I'm like, well, so so what's the whole point? What's the whole point of it? Like, what do you actually do? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Well, who gave her a pilot's license? So what I'm hearing is that you overloaded the plane. Is you, you had to skydive out of the plane? Wow. Honestly, just wow. Control. You can be ghost friends. You've you've what? It's basically Genshin before Fontaine. Unlike Genshin, where you gotta wait 84 years. She had no stones. Well, that is unfortunate. And she's a stowaway. She yeah, alone. Yeah, so y'all should be able to watch it for my. Oops. No.
Good morning, YouTube. I have a
No,
quick
not
announcement
you,
reminder
Flats.
for you.
Not
If
you,
you haven't
buddy.
already heard, going
Not
on
Flats.
Twitch
No.
right now.
No. We're not. No. We. No. 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 I'm not going in any particular order, but we're just gonna fucking go with it. As long as I remember how.
Hello, adventurers! Obey your okra oaths.
Okay, so why can't I hear? Why can't I hear anything? No, I at this moment can't. And it's not like. Huh? Yes. It's not. It's like.
Hello, adventurers!
But,
Obey your
well, I mean, I
okra
have
oaths.
subtitles,
It's time
so
for Roll
whatever.
for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's
Look. I am pandering to the hearing impaired right now. But is it is this something on my mixer's end is why I can't hear it? Actually, you know what? Yeah, actually, wait, hold on. Let me do something here. Maybe if I just.
go.
No, that's weird. I'm gonna try something real quick here. So let me go here. Because I know y'all probably can't see me do this. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let me get rid of. Okay, so technically I don't need opera right now. Okay, so hold on, let me. Okay, I know what I can do here. I'm just gonna move this over here. I'm gonna do this. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that works. Okay, so now let me no, not you, Steam. Never you. Never you, Steam. Never you. Steam can get over it. Okay, so now I think we should be fine.
Hello, adventurers! Obey your okra oaths. It's time
Why
for
can't
Roll
I
for
hear
Sandwich,
it?
the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these black and green swirly dice that I acquired at some.
Is there Windows? No, yeah, because it's nothing on my desktop audio is going off. It's not. It's not even muted or anything. No, it's picking up my mic just fine. Yeah. Yeah, actually. I don't get it. What the hell? Why is it saying default? Okay, so what if that helps? No, that's not working. What the fuck? No, because my microphone is how it normally should be.
When's the last time you played Overwatch?
Didn't you play like a couple days ago?
Apparently, when we log in, we get a free esports loot box.
Why?
I would love a free esport loot box.
Is it because I have it over here as opposed to over there? And that's why? No, because I've played my games on that end.
Yeah, no, I don't think it would be because you have it on a different side.
Oh yeah, and Junkrat's loot box thing's back too.
Yeah, you sent me that.
Yeah. I don't remember who I've sent it to. Because there's you who sees it, and then there's someone else who ignores them.
Dude. Do I just need to restart my PC right now or something?
That's a possibility, but I don't know.
No, because... Oh, wait a minute. It has it on speakers, so it needs to be my headphones, right? For output?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Oh.
Let's kick it off with
Okay, now I can...
Perfectly discovered right when ad breaks ended.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
ad break.
Okay,
Free.
now... Okay, people. Just ignore the 15 minutes of scuff, okay? Just
It
ignore
never
that.
happened.
Okay. Now...
Hey, it was only 10 here, so
roll
it's
for bread.
fine.
Okay.
3, wheat.
Okay.
After the
Wheat,
past few
all right.
sandwiches of fancy and rich
Wheat is
spreads,
fine.
today we're back down to
Wheat
simple wheat
should in
bread.
theory be
That's
fine.
okay. Sometimes simple is all you need.
Y'all can hear it,
We're gonna
right?
Go ahead and toss our wheat
Yes.
bread in
Yeah.
the toaster using
Okay.
our toast bread cantrip. Get it a little warm and crispy. And there we go. Hopefully that'll give us a
Actually-
little defense against the bread getting soggy. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 9, pickled bologna. Pickled bologna for the second time this week. Not that I mind. This region.
Dude! Pickled bologna?
It does sound
Why?
Is he gonna
kinda-
keep it a log? Is it gonna stay a log?
Regional delicacy combines the richness
Yeah.
of black bologna with the tang and acid
Yeah,
of
he's
pickles.
just gonna put it
It's
like
a
that.
main that comes
It would be
already
funny.
seasoned with its own condiment. It worked out well for us
Yeah.
on Wednesday. Let's
Not a
hope we can
sandwich.
do it again.
Hot dog.
Let's roll for our cheese. 1, cheese powder. Okay, not the ideal
The hell?
Powder?
factor for a sandwich.
Ah yes, mac
but
and cheese
worse things have
sandwich.
happened on this show. This cheese powder is typically used in soups or sprinkled on popcorn, mixed into potatoes, but not typically sprinkled over a dry sandwich. But you know, it's still going to taste like cheese, and in my book, that's still a win.
Is
Let's
it?
roll up some roughage. 2 kiwi berries
Depends on
and
how it
7
interacts.
microgreens. Kiwi berries, also known as hardy kiwi, is a fruit in the same genus as the typical green kiwi with fuzzy brown skin.
Looks like a prune.
It does look like a prune, but then I'm just thinking of a fruit mixed
It
with
looks like a
something
prune, but
pickled.
it also looks like okra.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
And you find in the supermarket. Kiwi berries are smaller and lack the fuzzy outside. The skin is very thin, so they're usually eaten whole, but I'm going to cut them in half here to keep them from rolling off the sandwich. They taste kind of like you crossed
Now
a
they'll
kiwi
just
with a
fly
grape.
down.
And for the second time this week, we've got our microgreens. Kale, cabbage, kohlrabi, and broccoli all harvested during the germination phase of growth. They've got a nice
That
earthy
just
and
looks like
fresh
something you
flavor and
sweep up
provides a
after you
nice
finish
texture
cutting
as
the
well as
grass.
a net to help keep our sauce
It
on the
does.
sandwich. All right, let's get wild.
It's a
with the Wild
delicacy
Magic
from the
Roll.
medieval
3,
times.
4 pepper blend. This 4 pepper blend from Flatiron Pepper Company features dried chili de árbol, jalapeno, ghost, and habanero peppers. It definitely adds a mean kick of spice to anything you add it to, but it's not as bad as some of the sauces I've had on the show, since some of the peppers in it aren't too incredibly hot. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce
Sir,
roll.
it looks
Here
like
we go.
most of that just rolled off the
19.
sandwich.
Rolled off
Kewpie
onto
mayo.
the yeah.
Well, I wished for Kewpie on Wednesday, and now it's finally here. You know what they say, a mayo is never late, nor is it early. It arrives precisely when it means to. And I will
Does
welcome
it?
it to just
I have
about
never
any
heard
sandwich.
that.
This one
I have
will help
never
us
heard
cool
that
off
ever.
spice. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it cut in half.
Murder.
No longer cutting a sandwich,
And let's
just
take a look at
murder.
that cross section. Doesn't look too bad. This sandwich
Yeah, I
seems
mean-
a little bit like the weird cousin of Wednesday's sandwich. Our rolls were not quite as good, though. Let's see how it all came together, and let's give it a taste. You know, surprisingly, it's not too bad. There is heat from the pepper blend, but most of the time, it's bearable. The kiwi berry kind of ended up just tasting and feeling like tomato. Like, if you told me there were little heirloom tomatoes on this sandwich, I'd believe you. And even when you do get hit with a particularly spicy bite, the Kewpie mayo and the richness and acid of the bologna does a lot to
Sure.
tamp it down. The cheese powder just kind of adds some savoriness and a little cheesiness without affecting the texture of the sandwich the way sliced cheese would. This is
Oh,
another
but
one of those super
yeah.
random combinations that actually didn't end up tasting too bad. I even appreciate the hot peppers for making it a little more interesting. I think all things considered, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 7.2 today.
How?
I'm going to call it.
How?
He looked
How-
like he was suffering while eating it. Yet
Yeah.
it is 7.2.
I can see how it's probably not the worst thing he's ever had, but it
But-
did look like moments where the spice was kicking his butt.
He did just eat ghost pepper flakes.
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
he did. He did.
Occasionally.
He did
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Meatball Murmelos, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these frosted pink dice from Chessex Dice. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 4 lemon blueberry. Back again with the lemon
Okay,
blueberry
sure,
bread. This
sure.
stuff's pretty tasty.
Okay.
Last time we toasted it, but this time I think we'll just leave it as it is. Next up, let's roll for Maine.
No toast. Got it.
4
bread.
leftovers. And the leftovers I have for today are mashed potatoes.
Oh,
This
come
won't be the
on.
first time we've had
Oh.
mashed potatoes on a sandwich.
Oh,
That
Dude.
happened
No.
at
No.
least twice
No.
on the Thanksgiving episodes. This will be the
Oh,
first
yeah,
time
it's
it's
gonna be
appeared in a
sweet
regular
potatoes.
episode, though. Next up, let's roll for cheese. 2 ricotta. Ricotta is an Italian cheese made from the whey
Yeah,
left
ricotta's
over
not
from
that
making
bad.
other cheeses. The remaining proteins in the whey are made to coagulate,
Definitely
and
could have been
what you get is
worse.
ricotta. It's a soft and
Yeah.
creamy cheese with a very delicate flavor, very mild and slightly sweet, and it's one of the
Yeah,
main
it could blend
components
in with
of
the
lasagna.
potato.
It is
That's a
kind of
lot.
funny we got this one with
That-
mashed
yeah.
potatoes. It's going to be a very creamy sandwich. All right,
Yeah.
let's roll for some roughage. 5 cucumber and 12 roll 2. All right, let's roll for that 12. 3 strawberries and 7 pepperoncini. 3 roughage rolled today, and none of them are celery, so that feels good. So far, we've got a pretty mild sandwich flavor-wise, and cucumber
You called
sticks
this
with that
mild?
theme, and it's going to give us a little bit of crunch,
Yes,
which
mild.
you need. Strawberry is a little
That
bit
looks
out
like
there,
a-
but not completely. It is on the more tart side of
Texture
fruits
overload.
and is often added to salads and paired with savory ingredients. Pepperoncini is kind of our first shake-up here. It brings in a little bit of acid and heat, which I don't mind. If it weren't for the potato, we'd almost have some kind of weird salad here. But as is, it's
Yeah.
edible so far. Might even be good. All right, it's time to get wild with the Wild Magic Roll. 1, the deck of many things.
Oh,
That's never good.
Yep.
oh no.
That is
Thought it
never
was gonna
good.
Maybe be good.
That is no.
So boy, it's been a while since we've gotten the deck. Last time was not pleasant. Theoretically,
Oh,
there
yeah.
are some
no.
good things in here as well.
Oh
I could
no.
pull one of those.
Oh no.
Probably won't, but I could. All right, here we go. Going with this one. Flames.
Flame.
Add the bomb Beyond Insanity hot
Oh.
sauce to the
Oh
sandwich.
God.
I just had to say
It's
it
not
was
even
a
one that
mild
tastes
flavored
good.
sandwich.
No.
This is one of
Now
the
it's
hottest
mildly on
hot
fire.
sauces in existence. It clocks in at over 135,000 Scoville units. To put that in perspective,
Oh no.
jalapeno peppers range from 2,500 Scoville units to 8,000
Ooh.
Scoville units.
That's a lot.
I have previously
you-
tried
That-
a drop of this hot sauce
You
before,
stop.
and it is
No one's forcing you to
Unpleasant.
do this.
my only hope is that all the creamy
You see
ingredients
how
we got
much he's
here
adding?
bail me out a bit.
Uh,
And last
was
but not
good.
least, the
Much.
D20 sauce roll. Here we go.
Oh yeah, sauce extra
13,
spice.
Major Grey's chutney. Major Grey's chutney
Okay,
is
no.
a British chutney made of a bunch of
Dude,
fruits
no.
and some curry
Yeah, it
powder
shouldn't be
and
here, but
stuff.
No.
It's not gonna help with
No.
this situation. I don't
nothing can
think.
help.
I
Too
mean,
late.
it's
Oh, God,
it's not making
that
it
looks
worse.
awful.
I guess it could have been ketchup or fish sauce or
I
something.
don't like how he's
I-
putting
So,
the knife back
sure.
into the container when it
Let's
definitely
go ahead and
needs to be
get our
hot
sandwich
sauce.
closed up
Yeah.
here.
I was
Get our
noting that.
toothpicks in
but-
to hold it together, and let's get
Oh.
it cut in half.
No.
Spicy mush.
And let's take a look at that cross section. It does not
Awful.
look like it's going to feel. Today calls for a potion of
No,
fire
it looks
resistance.
awful. So I imagine
before
it
we
feels
start.
awful.
May Shaq hold me and keep me and carry me to my rest.
Shaq cannot help you right now.
Hasn't even been that long since the last spicy sandwich, but this is definitely going to be
His
worse than
face
that.
literally says it all.
Let's give it a taste.
Now we're expecting not a 1 rating, right?
Such a weird vegetarian sandwich, I guess. Initially, I didn't get hit with too much of the spice. I think the ricotta
I
and
don't
the
know.
mashed potatoes kind of helped me out a little bit, but man, it is bad when it kicks in. Super hot, definitely the hottest thing I've ever eaten. My tongue, my lips are burning. It
Yep.
doesn't taste good either. It kind of just tastes like chemicals. Because of that, most of the flavor of the sandwich gets lost in the mix. Like, I couldn't really taste the chutney, except for maybe the curry powder a little bit. Both the cucumber and the
Yeah, you said it
strawberries
was
were
mild.
non-existent.
Oh god.
Honestly, at a certain point, I don't think I tasted anything. If there's one silver lining to this, it's that that card is out of the deck now. That was very, very rough. Very rough.
Yes.
Could have been worse, but not by much. I think the sandwich would have actually been decent without the bomb. So there's that at least. I'm going to give this one a 0.5. And I'm going to call it the
How? How's
I
that?
still think that rating was a bit too high.
You're literally going through hell right now. I don't think you needed to give it that 0.5. Also, I don't believe that the original sandwich without the spice would have been really that good. At least for me. So
Yeah, no. No. Just so much no to
Good
that.
afternoon, Crust Cavaliers, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these orange vortex dice from Chessex Dice. Let's get it started with our roll for bread. 1, curse and re-roll. Not a great start to the day, especially after what happened on Wednesday. This does not bode well for the new dice tower. Whatever we pull from this deck will affect either today's sandwich or a future sandwich in a negative way. Possibly several future sandwiches. Let's see what we get. Counterspell. This card is going to stick around until it screws up one of our leveled spells. Great. All right, well, here's our reroll for bread. 5, Lebanese flatbread. All right, so I grew up on this bread, and I've always called it pita bread, but there's so many different types of bread that qualify as pita bread that I've found. These are super thin and came from a local Lebanese restaurant. I don't know if they have a specific name. I'm gonna double them up so that hopefully they don't completely fall apart, but we're gonna need a different plate for that. I'm gonna use my taco plate. This will hold our pita bread up, and we can fill it up
Okay.
without it falling apart. All right, let's roll for our main. 1, tinned mackerel. A curse
God.
and then a 1 roll on
Oh.
main.
is this the one
Already
you talked to me
After what
about?
happened on Wednesday,
think it might have
not
been,
had a good
yeah.
history with
Oh,
tinned
God.
fish, so I think I'm gonna pull out one of the big guns. We're going to attempt to cast Transmute Main and change our main from tinned mackerel to whatever we want. But Counterspell is active, so we have to roll for it. And we failed. This mackerel in tomato sauce was sent to me. I believe it's from Norway. I think that's Norwegian on the side. As I said previously, I haven't had great luck with tinned fish. But on the plus side, this is just the meat of a larger fish rather than a bunch of small whole fish with bones and eyes and everything. What? And it's in tomato sauce rather than just oil. So maybe it's going to be better. I don't know how much more bad sandwich I can take this week. All right, let's go.
I don't know. I think we can take a lot.
2, ricotta. Okay, well, if I'm going to have to put fish with cheese, ricotta is fairly bland flavor-wise, and also is frequently paired with tomato sauce.
It's a lasagna sandwich.
So I guess it's probably one of the better options.
Yeah.
Let's roll for some roughage. 5 cucumber and 7 pepperoncini. All right, well, cucumber is also fairly mild, and we'll add a little bit of crunch. I'm going to cut it in kind of some little strips. They'll also add some coolness and freshness to this sandwich, oddly kind of working. The pepperoncini will add some much needed acid. Though I haven't tasted the tomato sauce yet, I don't know how acidic it is, but I think it's a positive. I'm also kind of gonna cut this in strips and lay it on top. We'll almost have like a roll for taco.
I don't see how this entire experience is a positive one.
Roll. 14 fried onions. Though we have crispy fried onions in the States, these are from Iceland. They're one of the key ingredients for an authentic Iceland-style hot dog. They're crunchy and delicious, and I don't see a problem adding them to this sandwich. All right, last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 18, pizza squeeze. It's pizza sauce in a squeeze bottle. More importantly, it's more tomato sauce when we already have tomato sauce on here, which is honestly probably best case scenario. Format's a little different today. We're going to forego the cutting and the toothpicks, but let's check out that 3/4 profile. Honestly, I'm quite surprised. We had a curse and a failed spell and tinned fish, and yet it feels kind of cohesive. Only one way to know for sure. Let's give it a taste.
Cohesive?
This is,
in a way,
honestly not bad. It's not very fishy
mostly
tasting
tomato
at all, and the flavors do all really work together. This feels like a sandwich that would be made on purpose. It could use a little bit of salt, maybe a little more acid, but all in all, I'm incredibly surprised. This episode started out so bleak, but resulted in a decent sandwich. I'm going to go ahead and give this one an 8.2.
Sir.
Compared to other things, while I personally disagree, but maybe this is just my bias against tinned fish, let alone just fish. But like for him, yes, this probably is a highlight of the week.
I think personally it would be not even a 5. But that's just because it's too much tomato sauce and fish.
Yeah, I mean, it's because he does have a point in the sense of like you probably can't really taste the fish, like, but it's there, but like it's so encoded in like tomato sauce and then on top of everything else.
It should have given it a little bit of a salt flavor, but because of how much of everything there was, it probably genuinely did not come through much.
The ricotta probably sucked up all the salt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Good afternoon, Runs and Rogues, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these mini red and green dice that I got from my advent calendar last year. Let's get it started with our roll for bread. 5, schiacciato roll. This Italian roll is similar to focaccia bread, though typically thinner and lighter. It has a crunchy outside seasoned with olive oil and herbs and a softer inside. A little something different today. Let's see how it treats us.
Yeah, it looks
Next
pretty
up,
good.
let's roll for our main.
How does he ruin it?
2, haggis. Haggis is the national
That's
dish of
how he ruins
it.
That's exactly how.
With onions, oats, salt, suet, and stock, and cooking it inside of a sheep's stomach. Haggis has been illegal to import to the United States from Scotland since the 1970s. But this haggis was made in Redford Township, Michigan by Ackroyd's Scottish Bakery. It's going to take about an hour in the oven.
We're committing
magic
crime
editing,
watching
it'll be
this?
instantaneous for you guys.
Effectively, yes.
All right, it's been an hour, and our haggis is here, hot from the oven.
It's just a
Wha-
baked potato
Why is it?
Oh,
that's pooping.
Why is it pooping? It's supposed to do that? Well, our haggis seems to have had a little bit of a blowout, but it is cooked, and we're gonna put it on a sandwich. We're gonna first cut open the casing because you do not eat the casing. Thankfully, kind of reminds me of a meatloaf,
Thankfully.
only a little looser, like somewhat
Yeah.
between a meatloaf and a pate.
Okay, but if some of it already fell out, why are you still cutting it?
Yeah, I feel like
Because he can.
because
mean, I
he
get
needs
he
to stuff
can.
the sandwich. Okay,
Yeah, but
it didn't. It wasn't enough.
It's the shock factor.
All right, well, let's get our haggis spread
Gotta be
out
brutal,
here
cut it
on
in
the
half.
sandwich. I did give it a try first by itself, and it's honestly not that bad. But I guess we'll see how it is as a sandwich. Let's roll for cheese. 4 Chihuahua. Chihuahua cheese, also known as queso menonita, is a mild Mexican melting cheese, the type of cheese you'd use to make a quesadilla. It's creamy and has a slightly tangy flavor and originated in the Mexican state of Chihuahua. Since it is typically melted, I think this is a good chance to use our level 2 spell green flame blade and get this melted. So we'll take our torch and run it over here. Honestly, I thought it would get
Not gonna
melty,
lie, I
but
kinda
maybe
want
this was
that
not
torch.
the best method to use. It did get
It
melty,
is a
but it
cool
also
torch.
got crispy on top.
I kinda
Still
want
probably
that.
better than not melting it at all. All right, let's roll roughage. Double 5s, double celery again. How in
Oh.
the world?
Oh no.
How did we
No.
get double celery twice in less than a week? Maybe the dice gods are trying to tell me I need more fiber in my diet? I don't know. Whatever. All right, let's get wild with our wild magic roll.
No, I think they want you to suffer.
13 celery salt. Okay, no, this
Oh,
is
God.
personal. This is some kind
So
of
much
like
celery. I think
vendetta
I've
or
seen this one before.
celery curse. All right, last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 16 raspberry wasabi mustard. That's right,
What?
Siobhan, we've
Celery.
got raspberry wasabi mustard. And we're putting it on a haggis and extra celery sandwich. This stuff is
What?
delicious and packs quite a punch of flavor. And you know, maybe that's what we need for a haggis sandwich. I don't know. Get the lid on here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together. And let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that cross section. It's something. Well,
Oh.
all my luck was bound to run out eventually. Still, I feel like this probably could have been worse. But I also think it definitely could have been better.
I feel like
Let's
it's
give it a
pretty
taste.
bad already.
The perfume water. That's
Yeah,
gonna be
man,
a
that's a lot of mush. Like I said, the flavor of the haggis isn't bad,
Wait, okay,
so it's
this
not
one's
exactly
too
something
much
that I think I
mush.
would crave. But paired with this specific bread, it's a lot of mushiness. And honestly, a bunch of celery and then some celery salt is not what was needed to make this any better. That sauce is really good though, but can't save it. Still, I've definitely eaten worse sandwiches on this show, and I'm gonna finish that haggis with some mashed potatoes, but not on a sandwich again. I'm gonna give this one a 2.9.
How,
Oh,
dude?
Oh.
How is that a 2?
it was the sauce that glorious?
I guess
Gotta
too much
rate it
mush equals
individually.
above it a 1.
I guess because no, what that last one, the mashed potatoes, and really just a bunch of like in all the cheese. That wasn't too mushy, but this was too mushy.
This
It-
was.
This is going too far, huh?
I guess the bread was soft and it was meant to like soak stuff in, so I
The
can't see how the
celery
bread
crunchy,
probably.
So how is
Yeah.
it overly mush when there's definitely a lot of crunch from the celery?
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Well, once you bite it, it's just a bunch of like water, effectively. So in your mouth, it would become mush probably
That is true.
pretty fast.
Oh yeah.
Good afternoon, Arepa Artificers, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these green ocean dice made of cat's eye that were sent in by a viewer. Thanks. Let's get it started with our roll for bread. 2 freezer ends. Today from the freezer we have some seeded Italian bread. It is
Oh,
definitely frozen, so we're going to use our toast bread cantrip to bring it back to life.
okay.
That looks a lot better. Let's get our slices on our plate here, and we're ready to go. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 9
bread is
ham.
screaming for
Always a
help.
good day for a ham sandwich. One of my
Okay,
personal
ham,
favorites.
sure,
We're starting
okay.
out strong today. Next up, let's roll for cheese. 6 young mimolette. Mimolette is an aged French cheese that is kind of the French answer to goose.
It sounded like you said Nervalette for a minute.
It
You
did.
turned into cheese?
He turned Nervalette into cheese.
Oh no.
Then why isn't it blue? I thought if he was
It-
cheese, he'd be blue.
they didn't think blue would be sellable. Everyone would think it's poison, so they had to
Food coloring.
work the
Yeah.
Food
magic.
coloring.
Yeah, yeah.
Food coloring.
Gouda. It has a nutty and slightly sweet taste with a bit of sharpness as well. It's delicious and should pair nicely with the fatty and salty ham. I'm not ready to count my chickens just yet, though. Let's roll for roughage.
So far, that looks fine.
2 grapes and 6 lettuce.
Oh,
This time
And
we've
then
got some
grapes
green
came into the
grapes,
equation.
and they are almost too big for my grape cutter. But I think we should
Oh,
still
and
be able to
it's
get it to
green,
work here.
my least
Let's see.
I take offense to
Oh,
that.
needs a little help.
Well,
there
since
we
they're
go.
not my favorite.
I actually think that these grapes will go really well with this sandwich.
Why
The
don't you
sugar
like
and a
green
little bit
grapes?
of tartness from the grapes should pair really well with that nutty aged
I-
cheese, as well as adding a little bit
my
more
favorite.
moisture.
It's the texture.
The lettuce won't do much for us other than add a little bit of texture and some added
They're also,
structure to the sandwich, but I don't mind
was
it
it
being
not
there.
as sweet?
All right, let's get wild with the wild
They aren't
magic
as
roll.
sweet.
Nat 20, I get to pick. I'm picking bacon.
Okay. I mean, yeah, keep going. Cover up the grape.
And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 11, pita sauce. Back at it with our Icelandic pita sauce. It's kind of like an herb mayo, or somewhere between a ranch and a tzatziki sauce.
that's not that
I think
bad,
this will be just
actually.
fine
Yeah.
here. Mayo's
The only
great for
odd
both
thing is
ham
the
and bacon sandwiches.
grape.
Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up
Which
here.
can go well with bacon.
Get our toothpicks in to
could.
hold it together.
It'd just
And
be
let's get
weird
it cut
to
in
get a
half.
bite of grape in the moment. But other than that,
And let's take a look at that cross section. That looks pretty good. Oop, lost a grape. Well, we seem to at
Imagine
least
the grape is
temporarily
big.
be safe from that celery curse. Some
And
good
then it
rolls
looks
today.
like it's
And I
alive.
got to put bacon on it. Let's give it a taste. You know, this is really good. The flavors all work, but it is a
Yeah, get
little
rid of the
dry
grapes
thanks
and
to
I think
that
we
bread
got
being from the
something.
freezer and that aged cheese. But I have an idea. I'm going to cast the second level spell, Berry's Beneficial Addition, and use this honey mustard to plus it up. You'll notice how thickly this Wober's honey mustard comes out straight out of the fridge. I'd almost call it mustard honey. It's very honey forward and super delicious, and I think it will send this sandwich over the top.
Let's give this ham and mimolette,
Unfortunately, I'm
grape,
not a fan of
lettuce,
honey.
and Icelandic pita
Like
sauce
described,
sandwich,
sounds
plus
not
up with
great.
mustard honey, a go.
Sorry, I had a frog in my throat. Yeah, that helped a lot. This is a great sandwich. Sure, it could be a little better on some fresh bread, but I'm not mad about
Yeah.
this being my lunch. The honey mustard and the grapes and the way that they play with the sharpness in the cheese and the fattiness of the ham, it's really good. Plus you got that nice salty bacon. And with the lettuce and the grapes and the bacon, it's almost like a BLT. It's good. Thanks for the assist, Barry. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 9.9. And I'm gonna
And
he couldn't give it a 10. It's a 9.9. Because of the bread, he knocked off that 0.1.
that 0.1 because
Yeah.
of the bread.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'd eat it, but minus the grapes. But
What if the grapes were on the side and I still ate them?
Well,
if I
that would
could
be
put-
different.
Well, yeah,
That's how
that'd be
you
different.
should eat it. Yeah.
If I could put the grapes on the side, then yeah, I'd be fine.
Good afternoon, buddy blood hunters, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these dice that have real sprinkles inside that were made for me by a viewer. Thanks. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 1, banana planks. Banana planks are a variant of stage plank cookies, which are a sort of
Oh.
gingerbread cookie coated in icing. In this case, artificially banana flavored icing.
Oh,
They are
no.
decently solid, hopefully solid enough to stand up to being made into a sandwich. I guess we'll find out.
Hopefully it's a decent artificial banana.
Next
but,
up, let's roll for Maine.
Highly doubt it.
yeah.
12, butter the bread and re-roll. Why is it that I always seem to hit butter,
Butter
when I
your
don't
cracker.
have
Now you gotta
actual
butter.
bread? The last time we hit butter, I
Buttered
had to butter a
banana
pickle
So much butter.
twice. And now I'm going to be buttering these banana planks. Great. Maybe it'll keep them from getting soggy. All right, re-rolling for Maine. Smoked leg of lamb. I brought this smoked leg of lamb back from Iceland with me. I tried some while I was
Oh,
in Iceland. It is very smoky, traditionally eaten on flatbread with butter, so we're kind of close to that. Next up,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
roll for cheese.
Yeah, sure.
4,
Close enough, close
Chihuahua.
enough.
Chihuahua cheese, also known as queso menonita, is a cheese from the state of Chihuahua, Mexico. We're gonna build ourselves a nice layer here on top of our lamb. This is the second time this week we've paired Chihuahua cheese with sheep, only on Roll for Sandwich. Next up, let's roll for some roughage. 6 lettuce, and 11 none. Well, that's got to be the most boring roughage roll in RFS history. Probably for the
Could've
best,
got
though,
double
since
celery.
we're building our sandwich
That is
on
true.
cookies. All right, let's get wild with our wild magic roll. 6 Pocky. Pocky is a Japanese snack consisting of biscuit sticks
Sure.
dipped in chocolate,
More
or in this case, a
cookies.
strawberry white chocolate. Because you know what this sandwich needed was more cookies.
No, it's a strawberry
and more
banana sandwich.
fake fruit flavor.
Yeah,
Man,
more
this is a
fake
weird
fruit.
one. All right, last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 19 Kewpie mayo. Back at it again with our Japanese mayo, perhaps summoned to this sandwich by
Yeah,
our
how's it
Pocky.
going?
You know, for once, I might not be the first person to do this. Somebody's got to have eaten Pocky dipped in Kewpie mayo.
No.
No.
All right, let's go ahead and get our
No.
sandwich
No.
closed up here.
Literally no one does that.
Do our best to get our toothpicks in here without completely shattering our sandwich.
No
Just
one
gonna
does
cheat and go
that,
through
man.
the
Come on.
holes in the planks.
If someone tells me they do,
All right. Sure,
I'll
that'll
be a
work.
little concerned.
Dan, let's see if we
I
can
couldn't
cut
be
this in
affiliated
half.
with that individual.
Maybe I should have used a serrated knife. There we go. That'll work.
Okay, you got
And
there.
let's take a look at that cross section. Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes
Huh?
they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're just weird. Today is definitely the
If I
latter.
didn't know
Let's
what it
taste
was, it wouldn't be the worst looking.
Right.
It just looks like a flatbread sandwich.
Yeah.
That is incredibly
Not good.
confusing. At
Not
first,
good.
it kind
His face already says it all.
Yeah. No, you can be confused, but that looks like you're really questioning your life choices while being confused. If this is rated anything above a 1, I'm sorry, that does not match how
Well, I'll be generous. Anything above a 2.
Okay, anything above a 2.
Anything above the two.
kind of
Okay.
tastes like a Lunchable with the meat and the cheese in between crunchy crackers, but then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
there's like a ghost of a s'more in there. Like that smoked
s'more?
lamb tastes
Ghost
so
of
much
a
s'more.
like
s'more.
a
It's a graham
campfire.
cracker,
When you mix it
basically.
with the sweet banana,
banana
and
graham
strawberry
cracker.
stuff, it's like, yeah, it's weird. It's like tasting two completely different things at the same time. For all its weirdness, I've definitely had worse on this show.
Oh, it's getting
and for having
rated
cookies as bread, it could have held
higher
together
than
a
what
lot
we said.
worse.
I
Still, I'm
bet.
only at
Yeah.
about a 3.7 for this
Okay.
one,
Yep.
and I'm going to call
Okay.
it
Yeah.
a walk the
All right. All right.
Look at that
Walk.
smug face.
Go back and relive the last 5 seconds. It's completely
That's-
different look.
That, no. Literally no.
Good afternoon, triple decker travelers, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series
I
where I,
would
let
not
fate
want
decide my
to
lunch.
taste like two
Let's
different
go. Today I'm going to be
distinct
using
dice.
these festive Dahlia dice from Chessex Dice. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 3 white bread. Going simple and unassuming today
Okay.
with 2 slices
Yeah,
of
very
white bread.
simple.
No toasting today. We're going to change it up, keep them soft,
You
and
should
hopefully
be
that doesn't come back to
toasting.
bite us.
It's gonna be.
Next up, let's roll for Maine. 9 ham. Continuing to build our very
Okay.
basic, unassuming sandwich, while absolutely nothing nefarious goes on. Let's roll for some cheese.
Can't jinx yourself
5
like that.
Boisson. This creamy French cheese, also called Gournay, comes in many flavors, including infused with garlic and herb, as this one is. It's still cold straight from the fridge, so I'm going to squish it up in between my fingers a little bit, warm it up, and that'll make it a little more spreadable here. And that way we won't absolutely shred our untoasted bread. The creamy and oniony cheese will be a great pairing with ham. Kind of reminds me of those little hors d'oeuvres that are ham wrapped around some cream cheese. All right, let's roll for roughage. 2 banana and 10 kelp pickles. These days, any day without celery.
Come
is a
on,
good
man.
day.
Okay.
And if I was gonna have to put banana on a sandwich, I think ham is an okay option. Ham goes okay with fruit and get
Is
that
it?
sweet,
Does
salty,
it?
What
savory
about the
thing going on. I'm a
cheese?
little bit more worried about the garlic and the onion and the cheese and how that's
I
gonna
just
play
don't
with
want
the
the
banana.
banana
No way to know
texture in
until we
my
know what else is gonna be on the
sandwich.
sandwich.
Ah, yes, the mush
The
that
arrival
was
of the kelp pickles
foretold.
definitely makes the banana the outlier in the equation here. These pickles go well with that cheese, go well with ham. Just not sure about the banana. All right, let's get wild with the wild magic roll. 4 malic acid. Malic acid, also
you know,
sometimes
they
called
just
fruit
won't
acid,
taste it.
is a naturally occurring compound found in many fruits. It's what makes them sour. It's also what's added
Yeah.
to sour
Get rid of
candies
all
to
your
make them
taste
sour.
buds.
Like the
Malic
ones
Oh, yeah,
that
he's
really make
gonna
you
try
pucker
Make
up.
all the sandwiches
Oof,
you
that
want.
was a bit much. And last
A
but not
bit
least,
much?
the D20 sauce roll. Here we go.
Try-
16 raspberry wasabi mustard. Well, if the super sour flavor wasn't enough, we're going to add a whole lot of flavor with this mustard. It's great, but it's pretty intense. Honestly, there are worse sauces that we could mix with a malic acid sandwich. We've got a lot of tart flavors. Honestly, I think the banana might actually help us. Have a little sweetness in there to mellow things out a little bit. I guess we'll see.
The banana is fighting for its life. Okay.
It is actively fighting for his life right now.
The vinegar with the malic acid.
Hold it together, and let's get it cut in half.
Yes, a react.
And let's take a look at that cross section. It doesn't look bad.
Absolutely
well, I
not.
picked the right shirt to wear today because this one seems like it has the potential to be quite shocking. Let's taste it. Oh yeah, that is pretty intense.
His face
My mouth
is all already
watering incredibly. You know, honestly, it's
worse than the spice last time.
Like it's definitely overkill, but
what do you mean kind of good?
I definitely don't taste banana at all. And the creamy texture of the banana kind of helps. It's a weird sour ham sandwich. Oh, that is such a strange sensation. Not something you expect from a sandwich at all. Still, we could have done worse on our combination of flavors. I really end up eating the weirdest stuff and liking the weirdest stuff. I don't know. I like sour stuff. And though I wouldn't say this worked, it could have worked a lot less. Leave it to Monday to bring the weird vibes. I'll take it over bad vibes, though. I think I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 4.7. And I'm going to call
a 4.
Okay. Sure.
A 4.
I honestly thought he was going to say a 5 because he mentioned that it kind of works and that he likes sour things. So I was like, even though it's very wrong, I was thinking he was going to do that. So it was close.
This man's crazy.
I like sour candy too, but like
I like sour candy. Sour ham?
No.
No. I'm
good afternoon, sub-Spartans, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go.
No.
Today I'm going to be using these big red swirly dice that were given to me by my friend Brittany for my birthday. Thanks. Let's get things started with our roll for bread.
There's so much no,
2
man.
English muffin. The amount of people who were angry at me for using a fork to open my English muffin last time is a little bit crazy, considering that's literally what it tells you to do on the package. As you can see, they're kind of already a little bit perforated, and using a fork to separate the two halves preserves your crannies. And crannies are kind of what English muffins are all about. But that's okay, I'm not bitter. Let's get this in the toaster.
Crannies?
As I said before, I'm not the biggest fan of English muffins, but toasted is definitely better than not. And there we go, 2 halves of an English muffin, crannies preserved, ready for sandwich fillings.
Hey, at least no matter how bad it gets smaller. Is a circle, not a square.
It was bound to happen sooner or later. It's happening sooner rather than later. So let's get our celery on our English muffin. And garnish with a little more celery.
A little sprinkle of celery.
Let's roll for cheese. 2, cream cheese. All right, cream cheese is a decent roll for this particular sandwich.
Okay.
Not only will it go nicely on our English muffin, fill in those crannies with cheese, but we're kind of making a variant of ants on a log. It's a weird sandwich so far, but not necessarily a bad one.
I was just thinking that.
Let's roll for some roughage.
You said yet.
Double double jalapenos.
No.
All right, well,
what is the ants on a log?
It's celery with peanut butter and raisins.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense, but that did not.
Yeah, it's ants on a log.
How does this resemble an ants on a log?
I don't know.
What?
Okay.
Sure. Sure.
A double portion of pickled jalapenos on such a small sandwich is not going to be that overwhelming, and the acid and heat from the peppers should be a good counterpoint to the rich cream cheese. It's oddly simple so far. Time to get wild with the wild magic roll. 7, fruit leather. All right, okay, we're getting weirder, but I'm thinking this might fill the same role as like jelly or jam, just solidified. Now, these do happen to be mango flavored fruit leathers. That's kind of all I have, so we'll see how it goes. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 12, tiger sauce. Tiger sauce is a sweet and spicy cayenne-based hot sauce. I mean, there's probably worse things we could have rolled. We're already kind of in the spicy zone with the jalapenos, and we should get some sweetness from the fruit leather, so we're just kind of staying in the same vein of flavors. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here.
What do you mean same veins of flavor?
Get our toothpicks in to hold it together.
What do you mean, sir?
And let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that cross section. That is a celery
I
sandwich.
did not like the crust.
Closing out the week with one of the weirder combinations I've had so far, but I do still have a sliver of hope for this one. It's a bit unwieldy, but let's give it a taste.
A bit unwieldy?
Just a little bit. It's
All
running
right,
away.
well, it's definitely crunchy. You know, this is surprisingly all right. I thought I might have more of a problem with the fruit leather, but I kind of like that chewy texture contrasting the crunchy celery. Sweet, tangy, spicy, and rich from the cream cheese. More like a snack than a meal sandwich, but I'll take it. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a
Texture was why I was
6.8,
gonna say
and I'm gonna
fruit
call it
leather.
the
How's that a
Not
6.8? How?
Maybe it covered up the celery just enough, okay? Instantly, it's a little bit higher up there. Though I disagree.
I
But
strongly disagree. Sure.
yeah.
Good afternoon, po' boy pugilists, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's
Again,
go.
though,
Today I'm going to be
he's
using these
the one
purple
who's had
tinged
worse,
dice with
so.
little frogs inside that were sent in by a viewer. Thanks. Let's grip it and rib it and roll for bread. 3, white bread. White bread has been absolutely prolific on the show lately, giving sourdough a run for its money. We're going to go ahead and toast up our white bread today using our toast bread cantrip. Get some color on there and make it nice and crispy. And there we go, 2 slices of toasted white bread ready to go. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 9, salami. Salami's
Okay.
characteristic tangy flavor comes
Okay.
from the fact
I have
that it
nothing
is
against
fermented
salami.
and dry cured. It's been
Yeah,
one of my favorite
that's
sandwich
why.
meats for a long time. Let's roll for some cheese. 6, young mimolette. I only have a little bit of mimolette left, but it should be enough for a
It's
sandwich.
Mimolette.
This looks
It's
like the
Mimolette.
stereotypical cartoon cheese.
He's gonna get
Mimolette is
murdered.
an aged cheese,
Oh.
sort of similar to a
This is the
Gouda.
end.
It was created in France and has both a nutty and sharp
We need to
taste.
inform
I think it'll
Farina
pair
about
pretty
this.
well with the salami. Let's roll for some roughage.
Lady Farina will hear about this.
Double 4s, double onion. Ooh, double onion, okay. The onion I
Oh,
have is this
okay.
very large red onion. Gonna get that cut
Red
up so we
onions
can
are
use a
fine.
little bit of it. You know, normally cutting onions doesn't really bother me, but this is getting to me a little bit. Let's go ahead and get our onion slices on here. Say that is probably a single roll, so let's double it. And there we go. All right, let's get wild with our wild magic roll. 12, Old Bay seasoning. Well, the celery curse has found a way to persist because the first ingredient in Old Bay seasoning is celery salt, apparently. Thought we had dodged it by getting past the roughage roll with just onion, but apparently
No.
not.
No.
All right,
Haunts
last
you.
but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 15, sour cream. You know, I pretty much always have sour cream in my fridge for tacos, burritos, baked potatoes, all that kind of stuff, but I don't often think to put it on a sandwich. I think the creaminess and slight tang should
Yeah.
be okay here. Like putting on a
Yeah, but
thicker,
sour
more
cream
Hopefully-
goes
it'll
on a
help
lot of
with it.
sandwiches,
At this
actually.
point, my only worry
Yeah.
with this one is the amount of onions. Let's go ahead and get it closed up here.
Ah, yes, the onions.
Get our
are very
toothpicks in to hold it
attractive.
together, and let's get it
Yes.
cut in half.
At least it's not a white onion, it's a red onion.
True.
True.
And let's take
It's
a look
the
at
one
that
you'd
cross
actually have
section.
in a sandwich.
All right, doesn't look
It's only
terrible.
having
Well, not a
salads.
recipe I would have ever thought of, but not necessarily crazy today. Hopefully, it all comes together well. Let's give it a taste.
Should, in theory.
Well, that is definitely a lot of raw onion, and it definitely makes itself known. But I think it would be a lot worse without the sour cream. I think that tempers the onion pretty well. It's not a terrible combination. I could see this being some like 72-year-old man's go-to sandwich. For me, it's just a little lacking in the acid area. I think even some
Why are you
pickles on
calling
here
out
would
the
elevate
elderly?
it quite a bit. Or perhaps
Yeah,
swap
no,
out the raw
what
onions for
gives you the
pickled
specific
onions.
age
Still
of
knowing how
72?
bad this show can go,
I will
will
admit,
take
our
it any day.
72
I'm going to give this one
our
a
72-year-old
6.2.
Dutch grandfather would love that sandwich.
Okay, you don't have to call him out.
Way to get called out. The man's not even here to defend himself. Getting called.
He wouldn't be upset. He loves onions. He eats canned fish with onions because he's that Dutch.
Okay, but one thing is eating onions, but having that much onions is now you need help there. That's a lot of onion.
It was like, to be fair, I guess for him, it's not that he put that much because he wanted to. It was a double onion roll,
It
Yeah.
was
so he was a little forced to doing it.
a little bit, yeah. Hold on a second.
Though technically free will. He could have lied to us and re-rolled.
Once
could've.
again, no one's forcing him to do this.
Yeah, no, it's his
This
free will.
This is very true. No one is actively making him do this.
So all the times he complains about celery in the future, well, he chose to roll the dice that day.
He did.
Good afternoon, Sarny swashbucklers, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today's episode of Roll for Sandwich is sponsored by Fantasy Plus. Fantasy Plus is an app that provides royalty-free music and ambiance for use during your TTRPG games and streams. With a library of over 6,000 audio files, it's a great way to add a deeper dimension to your game. For only $4.99 a month, you have access to a huge library of copyright-free music, like the music you're hearing right now. And to celebrate the launch of their new desktop client, they're giving away 3 months free if you use the code SANDWICH. Use the link in my bio or visit monumentstudios.net.
This man would never put
All right, without any further ado, let's
music
roll
in
for
his
bread.
videos, right?
Right.
Freezer ends.
Yeah.
Got something a little bit different today for freezer ends. I have 1 butt piece left of this cinnamon bread and 1 butt piece left of this cinnamon raisin bread. So we're going to use one of each to make our sandwich and clear up some room in my freezer. Definitely going to cast the Eldritch Blast of Roll for Sandwich and toast these bad boys. And there we go, nice and warm and ready to be made into a sandwich. Next up, let's roll for main. 9, salami. Well, we went from back-to-back ham sandwiches to back-to-back salami sandwiches.
Salty and sweet.
I'm not complaining, it's just interesting. Next up, let's roll for cheese. 1, vegan Gouda. Gouda is actually more accurately pronounced
Gouda's fine.
and vegan is more accurately pronounced vegan. Let's roll for our roughage.
As in, like, be gone?
Yeah.
How? How does this keep happening? 3 celery and 11 none. Oh, wise and benevolent shack, I come and beseech thee, for I know not what to do.
What's
I walk
happening?
through the valley of the shadow of celery. I fear my resolve may be failing under all of this fiber.
Not gonna lie,
Alright,
it
so
looked
we're
like
gonna
he's
add
upset on the
celery
fire.
to yet another sandwich. And that's all we're going to add as far as vegetables go. All right, it's time to get wild. 17, black lava salt. I brought this Icelandic black lava salt back from Iceland with me. It's basically sea salt and activated charcoal. It has a bit of a smoky taste to it. Now I just need some sackcloth. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 18, pizza squeeze. Pizza squeeze is pizza sauce in a squeezy bottle. One of the fastest ways known to man to make sure every single Italian out there is mad at you. And I know what you're thinking. It tastes completely different from ketchup.
Yeah,
Let's go ahead and
Italian
get our
Tribunal
sandwich
will hear
closed
about
up
this.
here.
Yeah.
Get our toothpicks in to hold it together. And let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that cross section. Okay. Well, not the most terrifying sandwich in the world, but again, it has celery on it. Seems to be my lot in life lately. Well, let's give this one a taste. Yeah, this is a pretty interesting sandwich. The pizza sauce is definitely a focus, and it works out that we've got salami since that's basically like pepperoni's cousin. A different cheese would make it even more pizza-y, but as it stands, it kind of tastes like bad school lunchroom pizza. The cinnamon and cinnamon raisin bread are kind of sweet and pull that pizza sauce in a sweeter direction. And the celery literally adds nothing of value. I mean, it's crunchy, but you know, still this could have went worse in a lot of ways. This is perfectly edible still. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 5.4. And I'm going to call...
How's that a 5?
That was a lot of complaints about it. And then referring to it as like terrible, like school pizza. And still got over a 5. Okay.
Crazy.
I mean, It was pretty plain, all things considered. So
Yeah. Sure, dude.
Good afternoon, hero henchmen, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today's episode of Roll for Sandwich is sponsored by author Alex Knight. There was a strange package on my porch this morning that was a little damp and didn't smell great and had this note attached to it. Inside the package was a copy of Alex's new book, Wriggly Little Hands, which is a story of a group of goblins that go on a quest to retrieve and then deliver the ultimate weapon for their big boss. Think Lord of the Rings, but the Fellowship is a group of not quite competent goblins. It's a fun read with spoofs on plenty of the classic fantasy tropes, and you can pick up a copy today using the link in my bio.
Tried their best, okay?
All right, without any further ado, let's roll for bread.
But
5. Everything sourdough. This is a loaf of sourdough coated with the traditional everything bagel seasoning. It's garlicky and chewy and very delicious. We're gonna go ahead and toast it up using our toast bread cantrip. And there we go, nice and toasty and ready for sandwich fillings. Not a bad start. Next up, let's roll for main. 4. Leftovers. Well, the leftovers I have for today are these mini cupcakes.
Oh, great.
The leftovers roll is always a very risky roll.
I feel like you're
because it can literally be
leftovers.
anything in my house that's
Those
left
aren't leftovers.
These made their
Those
way
are
home from a
baked
school
goods.
party and are now going to be part
It
of
can
this
be left
sandwich.
over, but they're not
Well,
leftovers.
at least that's on theme for a goblin sandwich. All right, let's roll for cheese.
Wait, why didn't you just cut them in half or something?
Yeah, no, I feel like cutting them in half would have been better than
Called shock
standing
value.
up.
Shock.
It's all shock value.
Well, I mean, yeah,
And
the shock
cottage
value was
cheese.
saying
Cottage
leftovers.
cheese
than
is
pulling
definitely
out
not a
cupcakes.
cheese meant to be put on a sandwich. You know, it's my own fault. I accepted a goblin-based sponsorship. I invited this chaotic energy to the show. And the dice said,
you did.
bet.
You did, yeah.
Let's roll for roughage.
Stealth
5
rating.
lettuce and 8 hula pickles. Lettuce is a pretty mild
lucky.
roll. It won't add too much flavor, and it will add a little bit of structural support, so that's good.
Just the
The
water.
hula pickles, however, are quite strong and will take this sandwich in a spicy direction. In addition to being spicy, they are quite sweet, and we have sweet cupcakes on the sandwich
you have a
already,
lot of
so I guess that's a little bit of cohesion, I guess. I don't know. Let's get wild. 18, Chinese 5 spice. Honestly, staying pretty tame for the wild magic, and I'm okay with that. We're already way off the rails. This is a traditional Chinese spice blend that invokes all 5 flavors: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and savory. Last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. Nat 20. I get to pick how to finish this crazy sandwich. What could possibly tie these flavors together? I don't know. After giving it some thought, I'm gonna lean into the sweet and sour and use this balsamic vinegar glaze. Now we have to figure out how to close it. I think our best bet will be to flip these upside down and stick them to our top piece of bread. All right, let's go ahead and close
Or
up our
cut them in
sandwich
half,
here.
But I mean, if you want
Gonna
it,
need a little
yeah.
squishing. Let's get our toothpicks in to hold it together. And let's get it cut in half.
Balsamic running away.
And let's take a look at that cross section. Green. The leftovers roll is quite unpredictable. We've had some great sandwiches come out of it, but sometimes the leftovers that I have are not really sandwich appropriate. That's not going to stop us, though. Let's give it a taste.
It's not me.
Yeah, this really is a testament to how strong those hula pickles are. They just take over the entire flavor. The sweet icing and cupcake just kind of add to the overall sweetness, though when you get a particularly big chunk of cupcake, it's a little much. The lettuce and cottage cheese don't taste like much. It's not a good sandwich, but I feel like it definitely could have clashed more. I think this one's just safe enough that Earl's gonna have to wait for another snack. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 3.3 today, and I'm gonna call it the Green Goblin.
How's it 3?
The only thing that was wrong with it was the cupcakes.
Yeah. That
So I
was
see why
what
it
he
would be a
complained about
3
the
in his
bone.
eyes.
But and also in that case, then if the cupcake was the only issue, isn't that offensive to the rest of it to say 3.3?
Exactly.
Yes. But do you think this man is good at rating things?
He rates by feeling, so
He
you
goes,
know,
yeah, I was
he
gonna
did-
say,
Yeah, he does rate by
feelings.
emotion.
Exactly.
Good afternoon, hero gladiators, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these purple nebula dice from Chessex Dice. Let's get started with our roll for bread. 3, Texas toast. Texas toast is a style of thick-cut white bread, often toasted, made into garlic bread, and frequently eaten with barbecue. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 5, andouille. Andouille is a spicy Cajun smoked pork sausage. It's sort of similar to the kielbasa we've used on the show before, though spicier and more heavily smoked. It does come pre-cooked, but it is recommended to be eaten warmed, and so I'm going to pan fry it like we did our kielbasa. Once our sausage has a nice char, it's ready to be put on our sandwich. I think cut in long strips like this, it should stay on pretty well. Not a bad start. Let's roll for some cheese. 1, Carolina Reaper Jack. These slices of Monterey Jack cheese are infused with jalapeno, habanero, and Carolina Reaper peppers. Carolina Reaper peppers are one of the hottest peppers available, so things definitely just went south. All right, time to roll roughage. 10 jalapenos and 11 none. More spice.
Yeah.
At least they're pickled jalapenos, which means we're not adding that much spice, and we're adding some acid, which will be good. And, you know, at least it's not celery again. Though maybe in this situation, celery would have been helpful. All right, let's get wild with the wild magic roll. 2, curse. Well, that means it's time to draw from our curse deck, which will give us an effect that is not good and may last for more than one episode. All right, well, I just pick at random. Got this one. See what that is. Creeping Dread. Curse spreads to 1d4 other spots on the roll lists. Roll a d6 each time to determine which sheet. So what that means is we're going to roll this d4. All right, we're getting 2 more curse spots on our roll lists. And to see which lists we're adding a curse to, we're going to roll our d6s. That's a 1 and a 5. So that's the bread list and the wild magic list. All right, so now every time we roll for bread, we're going to have a 1 in 6 chance of getting another curse, at least until the end of the season. And now we will have another spot on the wild magic list that could also give us a curse. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 14, sour baby hot sauce. It's enough spice as literally everything we rolled other than the bread is spicy.
What?
I gotta
At least
do
you have a
something
lot
about
of
this.
bread.
I'm gonna
Yes.
cast second sauce and see if we can get like a mayo or something to cool this down a little bit. So we're rolling for another sauce with advantage, which means I get to take the better result. 11, sour cream. That's good. Definitely over the peanut butter sauce. Honestly, this is probably best case scenario for all of this spicy stuff.
Is it?
A heaping helping of sour
A
cream
lot of sour
should
cream.
It is.
give us a little relief. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together.
put the
And let's
whole-
get it cut in
Relief.
half. And let's take a look at that cross section. It honestly looks pretty good. We've had a couple pretty spicy sandwiches on the show so far, but I think
ignoring
this
the
one might
level of
take the cake,
spice, I would
especially when
say
we have
We'd eat
the
it.
sour cream.
Taste should be fine.
I'm gonna pay for this later. Let's give it a taste. Yep, that is spice on spice on spice. But the sour cream definitely does help, as does the thick bread. Taste-wise, it's pretty good. The savory sausage and the tang from the jalapenos mix really well with the sour cream, and it's really nice on that thick but soft Texas toast. If I had a bit higher of a spice tolerance or a less sensitive gut, I'd probably rate it higher, but for this one, I'm gonna go with a 5.9. And I'm gonna call it Don't Fear the Reaper.
I mean,
I'd eat that one.
Yeah, no, that one did not seem that bad. Genuinely.
not
That one
really,
actually
no.
sounds pretty good.
Good afternoon, Slider Squires, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate
Here's
decide
how
my lunch.
horrific these
Let's
sandwiches
go.
are. I have
Today I'm going to be using this Gemini black, white, and
in
pink
all of
set
these
from
I-
Chessex
like,
Dice.
I ate one thing
Let's
that
get things
wasn't
started
very
with our
good,
roll for
so
bread. 6, sourdough.
it's okay. I
The
can make us the
triumphant
soup.
return of sourdough, the bread that is a little too big for my toaster. We've never let that stop us before, and we're not going to today. We'll get a couple of slices toasted up here using our toast bread cantrip. And there we go, 2 toasted slices ready to be filled with sandwich fillings. Let's roll for our main. 11, roll twice. All right, rolling for 2 mains. 6, Asiago and spinach chicken sausage. And 10, ham. These are some tasty brat-style sausages filled with Asiago cheese and spinach. Let's go ahead and get them on the stove here.
I'd try that, actually.
And there we go. A little brown on them, ready to go in our sandwich.
That actually looks okay.
These
I'd
are pretty
actually eat that
tasty, nice and
sausage.
savory. Shouldn't clash with the ham at all. Not a bad start to our sandwich. We've got some
No?
off-the-bone
Ham and
deli ham
sauce?
slices
Okay,
today.
sure.
Probably the most natural, least processed cut
So what's
of deli ham you
gonna
can get. And they should serve us
make
well.
it questionable?
Next up,
Right
let's
now,
roll for
it
cheese.
could be fine.
5 cheddar. Well, I seem to be out of sliced cheddar,
Cheddar?
so I guess I'm going to have to use this
I
shredded
still
cheddar.
have yet to see
It'll be
why
a
you
little
would never
messier,
make
but
this on
it'll work.
purpose.
Let's roll for some roughage. 5 cucumber and 6 scarlet runner beans. Since we already have a potentially messy sandwich, I'm going to go ahead and slice these cucumbers long ways so that maybe they stay on the sandwich a little better. As far as their addition to the sandwich, cucumber's good. It's nice and chill. These are scarlet runner beans. We grew them in our yard last year. When uncooked, they have this really pretty purple color. They taste like a bean, like most beans.
Like a bean.
You know, they will be a little
It's a
difficult to
It's a
eat on a
bean.
sandwich. I'm probably going to lose most of them in the process. Let's get wild with our wild magic roll. 12 Chinese 5-spice. Chinese 5-spice is a blend of spices that includes anise, fennel, cinnamon, cloves, and black pepper. Traditionally, each of the 5 spices are there to invoke one of each of the 5 tastes: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and savory. This aromatic spice blend is used in traditional Chinese, Taiwanese, and Vietnamese cooking. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 5 eel sauce. If you've ever had Japanese unagi, you've likely had this sauce. It is a thick, sweet, syrupy sauce usually used as either a
I'm
drizzle
pretty sure
or a
I've had
glaze.
eel sauce
It'll be
before
interesting to see
somewhere.
how it works on a sandwich, especially one like this with
I'm
some more
pretty sure I have
muted
too.
vegetable flavors. It should combine well with the Chinese 5-spice at least. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together. And let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that
He
cross-section.
lost some beans.
Ew,
All right, I've
ew,
definitely
They're,
seen
they're
worse.
running
Lord.
away.
Well, seemingly kind of a mild start for a Monday, and I am so okay with that. There were a lot of places this could have gone wrong, especially with the double mains, but it doesn't seem to be that bad, at least on the surface. I guess we'll
They're
find out.
running away.
Let's give it a taste.
I crave freedom.
Yeah, this one's okay. Not terribly exciting. That eel sauce is actually a lot more subtle than I expected it to be.
The beans did
The
not want
beans,
to be
when
there.
actually present, are just a little savory. They don't have a whole lot going on. The sausage is definitely the standout. It's got some nice spices to it, tasty. That Asiago cheese is nice, but the other ingredients don't necessarily complement it. Kind of have like 2 halves of different sandwiches. The cucumber, Chinese 5-spice, and eel sauce all go together pretty nicely, but don't necessarily blend with the rest of it. It's definitely a randomly generated sandwich. Nothing anyone would make on purpose. I'm gonna give it a 4.7, and I'm
You
gonna
don't
call
know
it
that.
beans on the run.
Man,
Oof.
for the most part, I'd make that. Man, your taste buds are just messed up.
I mean, he has
Well,
been
I'm-
doing this for like ever.
He's been
Yeah,
doing
no.
it for over a year.
No, and the more normal a sandwich is, the lower it tends to get
Mhm.
rated because it just wasn't,
That is
really
true.
anything interesting.
That is very true.
That's definitely true.
Good afternoon, Hamburger Hoplites, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these dice that look like oxidized copper from Chessex Dice. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 2 English muffin. Historically, I've not really been a big fan of English muffins, but I have to say they are kind of growing on me. Like, given the choice, I'd still choose a bagel, but I can kind of appreciate it. That being said, they 100% need to be toasted, so we're going to use our toasting cantrip to do that. And there we go. 1 English muffin toasted up and ready for sandwich fillings. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 12 Butter the bread and re-roll. All right, we'll fill the nooks and crannies of our warm English muffin with some butter. So far, we're on the right track today. Time to re-roll for our main. 7 Turkey. We've got some nice roasted deli turkey today.
Okay.
Gonna fold it
Okay,
up so it
turkey,
actually
sure.
fits on top of our
Turkey.
English muffin. Turkey's not my favorite deli meat, but I don't mind it. There's definitely worse options we could have rolled. We're doing
Yeah,
pretty
no,
good
you
so
could have
far.
rolled horribly. So this
Next
is
up,
fun.
let's roll for cheese. 6 Goat cheese. The soft, spreadable, and tangy goat cheese is a decent roll here. It'll function much the same way as cream cheese would, but with a slightly tangier flavor. Next up, let's roll for roughage. 4 onion and 7 pepperoncini. Still working my way through this red onion, so that's what we're gonna use today. Onion tends to work well paired with creamy cheeses. I think the flavor here will be nice, and it'll give us a little bit of crunch.
Not too bad.
Pepperoncini
Yeah,
is
so
the
far-
American name for the Italian frigatello
Okay.
pepper, which is a sweet chili pepper from Tuscany. There's actually a separate, much hotter red chili pepper that the Italians call pepperoncini. But whatever you call it, it's a tasty, mild pepper. It'll add a little bit of acid and heat to our sandwich, and I think that's just what we needed. Let's get wild with the wild magic roll. 11, crab rangoon. Crab rangoon is
Oh.
an American Chinese
What?
food dish consisting
so
of
out
deep
of
fried
place.
wonton wrapper
I-
filled with crab and cream cheese.
Why does
What?
he just
On
have
their
them?
own, they're
Yeah,
really delicious.
They're just
In a
there.
sandwich, we'll see how
It's
it
not even a
goes.
leftover.
It's going to be a little bit difficult, I think, structurally, but flavor-wise, it should work here.
You could just eat those on the side.
And last but
You
not
don't have
least
to-
is the D20 sauce
Yeah,
roll.
It's
Here we
great
go.
all
Genuinely.
over again.
Oh.
12, ajvar. Ajvar is a Balkan condiment consisting of roasted red pepper.
He could have easily like broken it into like tinier pieces.
Yeah, he didn't have to put the whole thing.
You
But
should
I
have
guess,
cut up one rangoon.
yeah.
Yeah,
But no, the whole
dis-
thing.
The disrespect to crab rangoon in front of my crab rangoon.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Man.
for shame.
This man needs to be stopped.
It's an eggplant. It has a smoky, slightly sweet flavor, and I don't think it'll be too out of place on this sandwich. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together. And let's get it cut in
Heard
half.
crab rangoon, and I was like, man, I'm kind of hungry. And then he just had a flop.
Crab rangoon. It's okay,
And let's
I'll
take
make
a look
you
at that
egg drop soup
cross-section.
for dinner.
Interesting. Well, it's definitely a strange one today, but I can kind of see the vision. I'm thinking
I
this
don't
one
even
will
know
be
what
good,
I'm
but
looking at.
What
there's only one way to
vision?
know. Let's taste
What
it.
vision is that?
Yeah, that's honestly pretty good. The goat cheese and the cream cheese and crab work pretty nicely with the ajvar. The onions and peppers give it a little bit of heat and flavor. And turkey is a pretty neutral canvas for all of that. The fried wonton from the crab rangoons remains crunchy, which is a nice addition. It's a pretty strange combination, but you know, it's pretty tasty as well. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 7.3, and I'm gonna call it Wonton Chaos.
That last
I can-
bite was just wonton.
It was.
It was just one ton.
But, that's what's going to happen when you flip two of them over and then just stick them on.
When he wasn't recording, he probably took a bite and it probably jabbed his mouth.
Yeah, no,
It has
it's
to.
like, I was like, the flavor probably genuinely isn't that bad, but the way he did it just looks uncomfortable and not okay.
Crab
Exactly.
rangoons are already a weapon.
Yep.
Good afternoon, Toasty Troopers, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these metal Arby's dice that were sent to me
Uh-huh.
by Arby's.
Arby's.
Thanks. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 4, seeded.
Still never
Typically, I
eaten at
prefer
Arby's.
unseeded bread, so there's a chance to unlock new content, but I can get
I
down on
swear
some
we've
seeded bread.
had
And here's
some
the seed for anyone else who wants it. Go ahead and take a screenshot of that.
A
This
long
bread is
time
nice and
ago.
dense. I think we're going to
As a
go
picky
ahead and
child,
leave it
I highly
untoasted
doubt I
today.
actually ate anything.
Next up, let's roll for Maine. 6, bologna. All right, nothing wrong
Okay.
with the occasional
All right,
bologna
bologna,
sandwich.
sure.
It's funny, the last
Yep.
set of Arby's dice gave us a vegetarian sandwich, so at least this time they brought us meat. Next up, let's roll for cheese. 3, provolone. Round
Okay.
cheese for our round meat.
Okay,
Well, someone's going to
yeah.
be mad that our bologna's folded and our cheese is not. You can't win them all. Let's roll for some roughage. 4 onion and 7 sprouts. We've got a little bit of red onion left over, so we're going to use that up. The
Onion is
crunchiness
still
and slight
trying
bite
to
of the
hold
onion
on.
should be a nice contrast to the soft and salty bologna. Today we've got a mix of sprouts with these alfalfa, broccoli, and kale sprouts. I don't have them super often, but I enjoy sprouts on a sandwich. They have a fresh
This seriously still looks like after you cut the grass.
It looks like the roots, and that's it.
No,
Which,
actually, it looks like when you're pulling weeds out of your yard. That's what that looks like.
Yeah, it's fully. They just pulled it out to the root, and they are giving you the roots.
Pretty much.
Which, it probably doesn't taste awful, but presentation, I personally wouldn't go for it.
Looks like germs.
It actually kind of does, yeah.
and
Yeah, no, it
earthy
looks worse
flavor
than the
and
last
bring a lot of texture to a sandwich. All right, let's get wild with our wild magic roll. 16, Slap Ya Mama. Slap Ya Mama is a Cajun seasoning blend, which includes salt, black pepper, red pepper, and granulated garlic. I think this is a good
Apparently
roll
it's
to
really
season our
good.
sprouts since they're a little bland.
Of course,
And
we
last
thought
but not
about that.
least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. Nat Arby. Nat 20. All right, I get to pick. All right, well, I think I'm going to go with some Cupid Psych. I'm going to go with this spicy German mustard today. The mustard will pair well with the onion and the earthiness of the sprouts and get us a nice bright acidic note to contrast the fatty bologna. And on top of that, as far as a mustard goes, it's pretty
It's
creamy.
with all
Looks
the
pretty good.
sauces.
Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here.
There?
Get our
Yes.
toothpicks in to hold it together. And let's get it cut in
you
half.
want to taste
Let's
it,
take a
but
look
I
at that
don't think you
cross
need
section.
that much to taste
It's pretty
it.
good. Well, we started this week on a high note with a 10 out of 10. Can we go 2 for 2? We've gotten back-to-back 10s before, but it's been a while. Let's taste it. Yeah, this is pretty good. The seeded bread is nice and dense, holds everything together well and doesn't get soggy, even untoasted. The mustard, sprouts, onions, and Cajun seasoning all bring nice interest, while the bologna adds an underlying richness. The provolone is nice, though not a standout in this particular sandwich. It's pretty good. I don't think it's a 10, but it's pretty good. And with how the pendulum of fate swings on this show, I will take a pretty good sandwich rather than the eventual reckoning that I know is coming. I think I'm going to go ahead and give this sandwich a 6.9. And I'm going to call it...
Yeah.
A 6?
He was talking about how good it was too plain. That
He
was
was talking
too
so
normal of a
highly
sandwich.
about it.
Yeah, no, it was too normal. It was something
Okay.
that maybe someone would do.
We need to learn. If he's like, yeah, I'd make this randomly if I felt like it, it's going to be low.
Yeah.
It's never going to be above a 9.
It needs to be crazy, yet still good to him for a 10.
True.
Has to
Good
be
afternoon,
outrageous.
Bagel Brutes, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today's episode of Roll for Sandwich is sponsored by Dietz & Watson. They've provided all the meats, cheeses, and some other goodies for today's episode. Let's see what kind of sandwich we can make with them. Let's get it started with our roll for bread.
Imagine he's
4
talking
honey
to
wheat.
something and it
This is a
turns into
nice,
an
simple,
applause.
soft, and sweet bread.
Yes.
And we're going to go
Okay,
ahead and
nothing
leave it
wrong with honey
untoasted
wheat.
today. Living on the
Yeah,
edge.
no, looks good. Looks good.
Looks
Next
really
up,
good.
let's roll for Maine. 4 roast beef. We've got some of Dietz & Watson's
Okay.
Angus roast beef, which is
Okay.
hand
Roast
seasoned
beef.
with sea salt and black
Yeah, no,
pepper
it's
before
good.
being slow
Haven't
roasted.
had it in a
Definitely
minute,
not a
but
bad start.
It was really good.
Next up, let's roll for cheese. 1 jalapeno and cayenne cheddar. The dice definitely seem to
Okay.
be on a spice kick
Actually,
lately.
not bad.
This creamy New York State cheddar cheese
I
with
love that
jalapeno and
cheese.
cayenne is very tasty and not too spicy. We're going to use our wire cheese cutter to
I
shape.
mean, I've had kombucha like that, but yeah. I tried a cheese.
Yeah, no, I remember you talking about kombucha like that.
It's good.
I've given you lemonade with jalapeno in it. And cayenne. I've done it before.
Did you?
Yes.
I
And then I gave you
like, you did?
Yes,
Wait.
I did. And then that's when I introduced you to the grapefruit juice that you love so much.
Oh, I remember the grapefruit part. I do
You
not
erased the
remember
lemonade
other
from your
part.
brain.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Lemonade does not exist to them, like, at all.
Hey, you gotta thank Trader Joe's for its existence.
Oh, yeah, no, I genuinely, I'm kind of picturing it, but I cannot
Yeah,
remember my
I
thoughts on
can't
it.
fully remember my thoughts on it either anymore. I just remember the grapefruit juice because I want it.
Yeah,
Off a couple
you were
slices
explaining it,
here.
and I was like, what are you
That looks
talking
pretty
about?
good. I think that the creaminess and spice of this cheese will complement the roast beef nicely. Let's roll for some roughage. 5 spinach and 7 sweet horseradish pickles. Fresh spinach is a hearty
Okay.
and subtle addition to a sandwich, mostly providing a bit of bitterness and bulk. These Dietz chips, sweet horseradish pickle chips, are a nice on-the-go snacking option and contain just enough pickles for a snack or a little bit more than you'd need in a single sandwich. This was a really great roll. Horseradish goes really
Yeah,
well with beef.
no, it's looking
Let's get
pretty
wild with the
good.
wild magic roll. 19 pickle spritz. Pickle spritz is literally pickle juice in a spray bottle.
pickle juice.
Apparently, the dice didn't think we were pickly enough. Although the last time they did this,
Or
the
bread.
sandwich was entirely
Yeah,
a
bread's
pickle.
dying.
So, who
Yeah.
knows?
The
Maybe
bread,
they just
the
like
bread,
it.
the
And
bread
last
has
but
been
not
killed.
least, the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 2, ketchup. Apparently, the dice were not happy with me being ungrateful for more pickle juice, so they have blessed me with
That's so much.
ketchup.
Yeah,
Though I am not a fan of traditional tomato ketchup, there are worse things we could have rolled. Let's get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it cut in half.
I mean,
And
It could
let's
still
take
be
a look at that
fine.
cross section.
there's
Not a
enough
bad-looking
pickle there to
sandwich.
possibly
Bottom
Well,
bread.
other
override
than that ketchup crash out at the end there, luck seemed to be on our side today. Let's see how it all tastes together. Well, right off the bat, I think the sweet horseradish pickles are the MVP of this sandwich. Horseradish and roast beef are a classic combination, and this sandwich echoes that pairing well. The spicy cheese and
Once you
extra
get like
pickle
a
juice
5.
help to balance out the sweetness of the
It does
ketchup
sound
and make
like a
it less
5
of a
right now.
concern for me here. Our week of pretty
Who
good
knows?
sandwiches continues unabated. I'm going to go ahead and
Pretty
give this
good.
one a 7.2.
Oh,
And I'm going
damn.
to call it the roast
Damn.
of
Yeah,
salt
I
mark.
could give it slightly higher.
Thanks for hanging out with me today.
I thought that would. Damn, okay.
His tone was so unenthused. Like, he was saying
He
good
seems
things
very
about it, but
enthusiastic about it.
We can't trust his words. He lies.
Apparently.
it was starting to sound like his thoughts on a normal sandwich. And so I was like, it
Yeah.
has to
Yeah,
be like a
exactly.
5.
Good afternoon, hot dog halberdiers, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let
Release
fate
the
decide my
Kraken.
lunch.
What does he mean
Let's
by that?
go.
Is he cooking
Today
the
I'm going to be
Kraken?
using this swirled black
That's
set
a
of
little
dice that was sent
concerning.
in by a viewer. Thanks. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 4 honey wheat. Honey wheat's definitely been enjoying its
Okay.
time in the sun lately. We're going to leave this nice soft bread untoasted today. Let's roll for main. 2 head cheese. The last time I got head cheese, there was definitely some discussion
Oh.
about
What in
why
the-
something like this exists.
What in the
Oh.
And
hell
it
is
goes
that?
back to not wasting anything. When
Cursed.
you butcher an animal, you use all of it, even the little bits of
No,
meat
I
from the
agree.
face.
You should, but it's
Let's roll for some cheese.
There's
3
animal
provolone.
brains
Provolone's
in there.
probably about as good as the
Yeah.
roll here as we could have hoped for. It's not incredibly
Yes,
strong
cheese
and
that
has a
won't
nice smoky
cover it.
flavor. Should work out okay. Let's roll up some roughage. 5 bell pepper and 9 tomato. I already had some green bell pepper cut, so we're going to add
Okay,
some here
sure.
to our sandwich. It'll add some crunch and some bitterness, and we'll get some fresh tomatoes sliced here, which will add a little bit of acid and some juice. All in all, pretty good roughage rolls. My
Thick
main concern
tomato.
is still the texture of the head cheese, but maybe we'll have some good flavors to balance it out at least. And this might be rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic at this point, but I'm going to use my summon salt and pepper cantrip since it's free, because adding salt and pepper to fresh tomato is always a good idea. And it feels good in the moment to feel like I have at least some semblance of control. All right, let's get wild with our wild magic roll. 5 dried squid. This Japanese
Oh,
dried
come
There you go.
ikasomen
That's where the
is
cracking
squid
comes in.
jerky.
There's the
When not made
Kraken.
into jerky, ikasomen is served raw as noodle-like sashimi. I will tell you now that I enjoy fried calamari. This, however, smells really bad. Just smells
I was
very
gonna say,
fishy.
that's not
I'm
fried calamari.
terrified.
It's once again something that
All
would be
right,
great
last
as
but
a
not
side.
least, the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 17 Big City Pizza Hot Sauce. This hot sauce from Irish Spikes was specifically created to be put on pizza. It's a mild hot sauce with red pepper,
I'm gonna
garlic,
put it on
vinegar, and
sandwich.
oregano, and it's nice and bright, tangy, and tasty.
much.
I'm afraid it's not
You're
going to be
putting it
enough.
on a
Let's
you're
go ahead and
putting
get
it
our
on top of
sandwich closed
squid,
up here.
basically. So good job.
Get
Yeah.
our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it cut in half.
If you can.
And
Go
let's take
for
a look
it,
at that
yeah.
cross section.
Oh.
We've really had it too good this week. I knew something was coming.
Oh no.
Did not expect it to be quite this bad. It
Pain.
smells very bad. Probably
Yep.
should have used a spell or something. All right,
Anything.
let's taste it.
Oh
Oh no. This
no.
is the problem with putting
No.
jerky on a sandwich.
Oh no.
No.
I'm good. I'm good. No.
Oh, that is
No.
He's
very
crying.
bad. Not
Guys, he's
only
crying.
do we still have the gelatin-like consistency
Oh
of
no.
the head
No.
cheese,
Don't
but now
describe
we
it.
have
Don't.
stinky, very, very chewy, dried squid on top of it. And the majority of the rest of
I'm
the sandwich,
good,
except
I'm
for the hot
good.
sauce, is pretty
Stop.
mild. There's not a lot of flavor to cover up anything.
He's like a
Ugh.
cat that's about to
This is one of the
throw up.
worst sandwiches I've had. Extremely, extremely difficult to get through. And even worse, I'm getting squid jerky stuck in my teeth.
Fucking yeah.
Well, good thing I avoided those dried fish snacks earlier in the week. That didn't
No.
cause the dice to take revenge on me
Oh,
or anything.
God.
Oh
I think it's
no.
probably pretty obvious, but this one is a 0. And
Thank you.
I think
Oh
it
my
needs
God,
to be
it's
negative.
zero.
Yeah, you definitely
every-
you need to have a negative system, but
You need to
It
have
always
some-
gets
know-
so funny when you pause.
it's
It's always
a moment
such
of
a funny
suffering.
face.
Oh, that gave him some trauma.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll financially recover from that.
Hello, adventurers. Convene the Charcuterie Council. It's time for Roll for Sandwich, the series where I
God
let fate
save
decide my
sandwich.
lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using
How
these
did
Gen
God
Con
save
2019 dice that were sent in by a viewer. Thanks. And speaking of Gen Con, I'm going to be there. There's going to be a live Roll for Sandwich on Saturday night. And for those who can't make the live show, there's going to be a book signing earlier in the day on Saturday. Hope to see you at one or both. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 3, tortilla. Another wrap. All right, well, I'm definitely getting my wrap rolling practice. Next up, let's roll for main. 11, roll 2. All right, here we go, rolling for 2 mains. 2 ham and cheese loaf and 7 deli chicken. Ham and cheese loaf is a testament to man's hubris. What if bologna and processed American cheese occupied the same space, like molecularly?
No.
They were
It
too
looks
busy
horrible.
asking if it could be done.
I sent a picture of something like this to a friend to disturb them.
Well, it has.
Yeah,
and
no,
it
it's
looks
awful
like
to look
this.
at.
Goody. Deli chicken's good. Should go fine with
chicken's
bologna
fine.
and cheese.
Yeah,
Not starting out bad,
chicken's
just
perfectly
starting out
fine.
rather humble. Let's roll for some cheese.
Rather humble.
4, coconut. Coco's coconut cheese is a cow's milk Gouda made with coconut cream. It's a nutty tasting Gouda with a slight sweetness, and it's pretty good. I'm a
I
fan
didn't
of
know I
coconut
made
flavor
coconut
myself, but if
cheese.
Well, you
weren't,
do.
I still don't think you would mind this cheese.
Why
It's
would
not
you do
incredibly
that?
coconut forward.
I don't know.
Let's
You
roll up
hate
some roughage.
coconut.
6 bell pepper and 9 pickles.
spite
Nice. I've got an orange bell pepper today. The pepper should be a nice addition to this one. It'll add a
No, I
nice
like
crunch and
cheese,
some
so you wanted to
sweetness,
play
which should
a
play well with the
prank.
coconut cheese and the
Oh,
fatty ham.
God.
Its sweet, almost fruity flavor will also be
My
nice with the
alter
poultry.
ego.
Not a bad roll. Well, I appreciate.
Wait, where's your royalties then? If
Yeah,
you're
wait.
I don't know.
If you're on a cheese brand, where's your cut?
I don't know.
Are they not giving you your cut?
I don't think I'm getting anything. I think I've been scammed.
Well, clearly
no.
you need to call Young Fei. Young Fei will help you out.
Yeah, Yanfei will get you. I'm sure she'll even do it for free. You know, you're friends with the traveler, right?
Young Fei totally got you. Cloud Retainer will make sure.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate
no,
that
definitely
you put on
cloud
clothes
retainer.
this time. These garlic dill pickles will add a little bit of acid to our sandwich, which we have been missing
Man,
up
I
until
wish we
this
had
point, which will
pickles.
help to
That'd be
combat the
good.
richness
Yeah.
of the meat and cheese.
Yeah.
Let's get wild with the wild magic roll. 18, pickle spritz. I guess those
Oh, more
shorts
pickles.
weren't lying.
More
We're going to
pickles.
add some extra pickle juice to our wrap. And there we go. And
Still
last
thinking
but
about
not least,
the
it's the
first
D20
ham,
sauce
that's
roll.
what
Here we
they
go.
call that.
13, Coronation Mayo. This is a flavor of mayo that I got on my recent trip to Ireland. It's got mango and curry in it. It's based on the sauce for Coronation Chicken, which is basically
That
a chicken
doesn't
salad
sound
with
that
a
bad,
tangy
actually.
curry-based sauce that was first created for the Coronation Luncheon of Queen Elizabeth
I'd
II.
try the mayo,
Now I just
actually.
got to do my best to
That
wrap
mayo's a
this up here.
royalty.
Oh, I got,
Yes.
I got Coronation Mayo on my
Oh,
fingers.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Right, you did. You put your
do the best
fingers
we
straight
can.
in.
Let's get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that cross section. All right. Well, nothing incredibly scary in this one, but it definitely loses points for
Oh,
drippiness.
oh.
Let's go ahead and give it a taste.
Ugh.
I guess.
You know, as much as that ham and
Heated up
cheese loaf is
flour
troubling to look at,
tortilla.
its taste is pretty innocuous. This actually ended up being a decent combination. That Coronation Mayo is really nice. And the mango and curry mingling with the sweet bell pepper
And mayo
and
could
the
have been
coconut
good.
cheese is
He's
a
probably
great
gonna say
melding of
like a
flavors.
6
The
or
chicken
something.
and processed ham just kind of add a base level of savoriness. The pickles adding the garlic flavor and a little bite of acid was definitely needed and added a little bit more complexity, but we didn't really need extra pickle juice, and that kind of just made things soggier. But the fact that it
It'd be
was in
like
a
a
wrap
5 or
kept it from
something.
getting too soggy. So yeah, we started a little wild and weird today with a double main, but ended up sticking the landing, I think. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 7.4.
Ah,
And I'm gonna
oh,
call
no.
it
Damn.
Wheeze in
It
the
was higher
Juice.
up.
Thanks for
We are so wrong.
No, yeah, no, honestly, when are we going to get something right?
You're right. We got one. We got the
Hello,
0 one
adventurers.
right.
Hoist the
That's
morning
true.
main
Okay,
sails.
but that was
It's time for Roll
obvious.
for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these Gen Con 2018 dice that were sent in by a viewer. Thanks. Speaking of Gen Con, I will be hosting a live Roll for Sandwich Saturday night with guests Haley Whipjack and Diana Fay. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you can make it out. And earlier in the day on
yeah.
Saturday, we'll be having a
guys
book
are gonna
signing where you'll have a
torment
chance to meet me and get my cookbook early and get it signed. Come on down. I'd love to meet you. All right, let's kick things off with our roll for bread. 4, onion roll. Got a nice soft onion roll here, which will be a nice change of pace. Oh, we're losing some of the onions.
I don't think I've had an
That's
onion
okay.
ring before.
Next up, let's roll for Maine.
I'm pretty sure I have to.
2, ham and cheese loaf. Apparently, the ham and cheese loaf was not happy to be
no.
sharing the spotlight in our wrap last time, so it's decided it needs an encore of its own. I will mention
Does
again
it?
that this stuff tastes perfectly fine. I just wish it didn't
It
look
just looks
like
disgusting.
Looks the way you
like
did.
slices of Mr. Blobby. Next up, let's roll for, I guess,
No,
more
not
cheese.
Mr. Blobby.
6, nightshade. This tulip tree nightshade is
Poison?
a semi-firm cheese that tastes like a combination of Gouda and cheddar. It's nice and savory and a bit nutty with a sharp cheddar-like finish. Should go just fine with what we've rolled so
Tasty
far. Starting out
poison.
pretty okay today. Hopefully, our luck continues. Let's roll up some roughage. 7 fresh dill and 11 none. This dill comes straight from my garden and should be a fine addition to this
Dill.
sandwich. Personally, dill is one of my favorite herbs, so I'm feeling this one so
That's
far.
a lot.
That's
That
good
is
lot.
That is a
reminding me
lot
of-
of dill.
That is reminding me of Ruby. Where she's battling, she's trying to open the pickle jar and she gets mad at the very end. It's like it's dill.
Yeah, she finally gets into it and it's just dill.
It's just dill.
Wild with the
Darn.
wild magic roll. 8, toasted marshmallow. Well, this is a summer-themed topping if I ever saw one, though I'm not sure it was exactly what was needed for this sandwich. I don't have any of the regular campfire-sized marshmallows, so these mini marshmallows will have to do. And we're gonna
Pickled
torch them here to get them
marshmallows.
nice and toasty. We've used our torch
not
on
a
the show
fan
a
of
couple
this,
times
but-
here, but I think this is the first time we've had something actively on fire on set. Don't worry, folks, I am a trained sandwich professional.
Sure.
Crisis averted. And last but not least, it's the D20
Is
sauce
it
roll.
a
Here we go.
crisis averted?
Release the flames.
11, habanero horseradish mustard. This habanero horseradish mustard comes from the National Mustard Museum,
Okay, on-
and it's
on a
pretty
marshmallow.
potent stuff. With the
many
marshmallow and now
things.
this, I fear we have veered into a less than appetizing direction. There's always a chance, though, that the sandwich
add
is
more.
more than the sum of its parts.
But you
Either
add
way,
like the
we'll
whole jar.
Find out soon. Let's go ahead and get our
You like
sandwich closed up here.
sauces? I could
But
never.
with that one
Get our
sauce,
toothpicks
he
in to
only
hold
did a
it
little
together,
bit,
and
and then
let's
he
get it cut in
complained that
half.
it was actually a lot more mild than he thought.
That is true.
And let's take a
Then
look at
he's
that
scared of the
cross-section.
hot sauce and dumps the whole thing.
Okay. Well, that definitely went sideways there at the end. It was looking halfway decent for a while. But hey, at least it doesn't have ketchup on it. Only one thing left to do. Let's give it a taste.
Yes, ketchup. That would have been
Mhm.
so cursed.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. And unfortunately, most of the flavors are at odds with each other. The cheese and meat work
yeah.
fine, but they're the least pronounced flavors in the whole thing. That mustard is strong and spicy, but it's really thrown off by the marshmallow. The texture of the marshmallow being melty like that is kind of nice in a way, but also off-putting in another way. I could see it being really good on a peanut butter jelly, though. Yeah, this one just ended up being really random and not one
I
that
guess I've heard of
stands
that,
out as
but,
being obscenely terrible, but
Last
it's
time
not
I
good
heard
either.
marshmallows
Still, for a
on a
Monday, I'll
sandwich,
take not
Lauren's
great
house
over
almost
Ellen's
Yeah,
domination.
yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
I
go
only
ahead and
think
give this
about
one a
when Lauren almost burned her
4.6,
house.
and I'm going to call it the
Our
Sless.
pregnancy
Thanks
brain.
so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you
Yeah, that is like that's pregnancy cravings right there.
Yeah, she was toasting it, so she lit her toaster on fire.
Not gonna lie, we need to keep an eye on Mom because she's been craving a lot of sweets. So let's make sure she doesn't burn the house down.
True.
It will be fine. We'll be fine.
Are
Will
you
you?
sure?
You sure? Are
Yeah.
you sure about that?
Yeah, we'll be totally fine.
You're closest to her room.
That is true. If something happens, my
saying.
room is
Look,
closest.
she has a point. You're the closest, so therefore, if the house catches on fire, well,
I'm right by the stairs, but if it gets to your room and it'll be at the stairs, so I'm also
Well, it would
screwed.
be above the steps. Yeah,
Which
because as
is
you're going down, you'd be
terrifying.
walking closer.
Because if I get down, what if that's when the floor decides to cave in on my head?
well, you
Oh
should.
well, it's not gonna happen. Don't worry about it.
Well, if that happens, you got to put your Minecraft skills to good use.
Yeah,
I could just jump out my window. There's a bush I can land on. It'll hurt, but I'll
mean-
do it.
well, it's technically a tree a little bit.
That is
It's
true,
like
that
an
there is a
extra
tree.
bushy tree.
That is
So
true. They'll just
Yeah.
mess up the appearance of the tree.
yeah,
It's fine. Look, you can just rebuild it in Minecraft. That's fine.
Yeah. I like that one tree that got exploded by a creeper that I screamed about when I was like 10.
Yeah, back in 2012. Yeah.
I went, die, die, die. I can't do it. I can't
No.
do that voice anymore.
No, it was too
Hello,
high
adventurers. Lower the deli drawbridge. It's time for Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to use these swirly pink dice that were given to me at my recent meetup in Killarney, Ireland. Thanks. Let's get started with our roll for bread. 6, rye. Rye bread for the second sandwich in a row.
Okay,
That's
rye
fine by
bread.
me. Worked pretty well last time. Hopefully this
Yeah.
time it doesn't go awry. We're going to go ahead and use our toast bread cantrip
he said
to get
the
our
thing.
slices nice and toasted.
Oh god.
And there we go, looking nice and ready to be made into a sandwich. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 1, rockfish. I've heard it said that the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. And yet
Yeah,
here
it'll
I am
definitely
once
shift
again
this time.
trying tinned fish. I've never had
Oh.
rockfish
Oh,
before or
no.
this particular
Oh.
brand, and this
Oh,
happens to be
absolutely
sumac
not.
and garlic rockfish.
Oh, no.
I like sumac. It's in a lot of Mediterranean dishes. Has a citrusy flavor,
Ugh.
and I like garlic. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
like this
like,
too.
The stuff in the
he said
sauce sounds
doubtfully.
like, I guess,
roll
it
for
could be
cheese.
fine. But look at what you put on your sandwich.
5, lemon bliss. All right, well, cheese and
At
fish
least it's
aren't
not
always a good
fermented
pairing,
fish.
but this one tasting like lemon
True.
might actually give it a chance at working better. Citrus does go well with fish. This cheese also has some notes
Yeah.
of beer to it, and I'm not sure if that's
Sure.
going to help it or hurt it here. Let's roll up some
Fermented
roughage.
cheese. There's the
Double
ferment.
4s, double lettuce. Is it just me, or have we been getting lettuce a lot so far this season? Kind of like a certain other green vegetable from last season. I don't want to
Lettuce
speak
have
anything into
lettuce.
existence here, but this is
Lettuce.
happening pretty frequently now. On the positive side, lettuce isn't going to add any funky flavors, but it's also not going to cover anything up. Let's get wild with the wild magic roll.
It just exists.
5, mini caramels. Listen, you can pry the pronunciation caramel from my cold dead hands. It's what I grew up with. It's what everybody
Looks
around
good
me
here.
said. You can say caramel if you want to.
They're cute
That's
though.
fine. I'm not going to.
I say
Judging
both.
from the
It
packaging,
depends
these
on the
little
day.
caramels are
It
from
But
depends
Denmark.
also-
on what
I
it's
picked
in.
them up while I was in
Yeah,
Ireland at a
no, it does
specialty
change
shop.
depending
Now
on
I
what
get to
it's
eat them with
If it's
fish.
ice cream, it's
And
caramel.
last but not least, the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 11, habanero horseradish honey
That's
mustard.
just such
Well, I
a
guess we
bite.
are bookending our week with this
Yes.
interesting mustard from the National Mustard Museum. It's
Going
pretty
straight up
strong
caramel,
flavored
isn't it?
stuff.
Yes, it
Maybe
is.
it will cover over the fish taste.
I mean, when I was in college, we would say both. I mean, we would say both,
Yeah.
but our chef would
Yeah.
get mad at us for saying it wrong.
Like, I know technically in most places there's, like, one preferred, like, correct, but at the same time,
There's the Americanized version, which doesn't sound exactly like how it's spelt out.
That,
And
yeah,
then there's the way people say it.
yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Is
there's,
it-
like, multiple ways in my head that I'm hearing it, just depending on how people are trying to sound it out.
Depends on what accent I have on during the day. Because my
Yeah.
accent changes depending on who I'm around.
Well, and also it's like with like, well, especially with the English language, it's like when it comes to like kernel, there's no R in there.
Yes.
There's no R in kernel. No,
We
I mean,
add
unless you're talking
unnecessary
about,
sounds. And
I
we
mean,
also
unless-
take away sounds.
I mean, unless you're talking about like popcorn kernels, then yeah. But even then, that's two different words, but it's not the same.
Yeah, 2 different words, but they sound so similar.
Think of the word Chanel.
Chanel,
Chanel. People call it Chanel.
Chanel.
Chanel. I like the funny version of it because I could care less about Chanel.
Oh, my
Fancy
grandmother.
shit.
My grandmother loved to live in Dale outside of Chanel. She has all the bottles. All the bottles.
The way it combines visually with the caramels is unfortunate. Let's go
Oh,
ahead and get our
God.
sandwich
It
closed
is
up
cute.
here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it cut in half.
Okay.
And let's take a look at that cross section. Okay. I'm currently at Gen
yeah.
Con, so the good news for me is that this sandwich for me right now is in the past. Let's see what past Jake thought of it. Let's give it a taste.
He looks so happy.
Yep, the texture is bad, and the taste
Yeah.
is also bad.
Texture is
I
bad.
don't know what I was expecting, but this is actually quite fishy. People keep telling me if you buy high quality canned fish that it won't taste fishy, and I keep debunking that. There's not much to help with that flavor here either. I thought the lemon cheese might pair well, but it's not, especially the beer flavor. Then you've got horseradish and
I was gonna say you said
habanero
lemon, and I instantly
and
went
caramel
no.
to boot. And every once in a while, when you hit one of those caramels out of nowhere, and it's just this pocket of sweet in the fish, it's not good. This one gets a solid do not recommend from me. I'm gonna give it a 1.1, and I'm gonna
wait, time out. How are you gonna say I don't recommend this, and yet you still give it a 1?
A solid I don't recommend. Still, it's a 1.1.
But there's still a rating, even though it should be a 0.
There is still hope for this sandwich when it should be a
I mean, look at this man's face.
Yeah, no, he looked miserable the whole time, but he still gave it a 1.1.
Is that just you being generous or something?
He's generous, man, only for the bad stuff.
Unless it's really, really bad, and then he occasionally actually gives it a 0.
Yes, but he doesn't say he doesn't
scale
recommend.
the Wensleydale walls. It's
Yeah,
time
no,
for
he
Roll
said
for
I don't
Sandwich, the
recommend,
series where I let fate decide my lunch.
Something
Let's
is
go.
missing.
Today
So
we're
is it
using
gonna be a
these strange
plain sandwich?
cylindrical dice that were sent in by a viewer. Thanks. First up, let's roll for bread. 1, freezer ends. Today from the freezer, we're going to use up some of this multi-seed bread that I have left over. It is currently frozen, but that's nothing a little trip to the toaster can't fix. So we'll use our toast bread cantrip and get it nice and toasted. There we go. Not a bad start for a Monday. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 3, black pudding. Black pudding is a blood sausage originating in the UK and Ireland. It is usually made with pork or beef blood, pork and or beef fat, and oats and or barley. It is commonly eaten at breakfast and has a very distinct taste from the blood, but also from the inclusion of herbs like pennyroyal and mint. We've had blood pudding on the show once before, and I ate it quite a few times on my recent trip to Ireland. Hopefully today we make a good sandwich with it. Next up, let's roll for cheese.
No, absolutely not. I'm out.
6, nightshade. This washed rind
Nightshade
cow's milk cheese
Poison.
tastes like a combination of Gouda and cheddar. We recently
poison.
had it on the show, and I'm glad to
It's
have it back. It's a
poison.
delicious cheese, and I think it will go just fine here with the black pudding. Next up, let's roll for ruffles.
Last time you said something about cheese.
4
and that,
lettuce
it wasn't
and 8
true,
mild
but
peppers.
This looks a little less
again.
to be bad.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Lettuce is fine. And mild peppers will be nice. They'll add a little bit of acid. They're one of my favorite roughage options. Definitely could have done worse. All right, let's get wild with the wild magic roll. 2, curse. All right, that means we need to draw a card from our curse deck, which will negatively impact this sandwich and possibly future sandwiches. I'm gonna go with this one. Silence. You may not cast spells while this curse is active. All right, so until the end of next episode, no spells. All right, last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 3, spice bag ketchup. A spice bag is a Irish-Chinese takeaway item that was first created in Dublin. This ketchup incorporates some of the seasonings used, including Chinese 5-spice, garlic, and chili. I saw it in a shop in Ireland, and I knew what I had to do. Hopefully it's at least better than regular ketchup. Let's get our toothpicks in to hold the sandwich together, and let's get it cut in half.
After you wanted to.
And let's take a look at that cross-section. Black pudding is a little unsettling, but it looks okay. You've probably noticed I don't sound like my chipper self. Don't worry, I just lost my voice at Gen Con. Here's hoping we start this new week on a good note. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, it's okay. I can definitely taste the ketchup. And I think I prefer black pudding on its own rather than in a sandwich like this. The texture with the included oats and things I think makes for a better sausage to just be eaten by itself. The cheese in particular here is probably the best part. But overall, this sandwich is, just okay. I've definitely had worse, but I've also had much better. Still, for a sandwich with some sort of ketchup on it, things went about as best as they could have.
What's
I'm
the
gonna go ahead and give this
vendetta
one a 5.8 today.
I don't like
I'm gonna call
ketchup,
it
but I'm
the
not that
Batman.
mean.
He has like a massive vendetta against ketchup. I don't remember why, but I just know he has like a huge disdain towards ketchup.
He seemed fine with one thing that was sweet and had a bunch of other tomato products on it.
Well, if I'm right, he's okay with barbecue and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he's okay with barbecue and stuff, ketchup's literally barbecue without extra brown sugar in it. Basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't know.
There's
Maybe
Muster the Mustard Militia. It's time for Roll for
It did
Sandwich.
something to his
This is where I
family.
let fate
Yep.
decide my lunch. Let's go. Today we're going to be using these ladybug dice that were given to me by a sweet little girl at Gen Con. Thanks. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 3 hearty oat. All right, we're going to build our sandwich on a couple of slices of this hearty oat bread, but we aren't going to toast it because
I'm jealous
we
of all
cannot
the
toast
bread.
it because we are silenced.
All good
Next up, let's roll for main.
So many options.
1 tofu. Tofu,
Oh,
also called
okay.
bean curd, is coagulated
gonna
soy
cook
milk pressed into blocks. So
Yeah, what are you
it's
doing
kind
to
of like
tofu?
soy cheese
Is it just
in a
plain
way.
not
It does
cooked
not taste
tofu?
cheesy. In fact, it doesn't taste like much of
It-
anything.
no.
Usually whatever
just a
sauces and
block.
spices and seasonings you use to cook the tofu do a lot of heavy lifting.
Tofu does
So
have a taste, though.
let's
It's
hope
not
we get some
tasteless.
good
It
sauce
does
or
have
something later. 'Cause
That's true, it does.
this is what's
No,
happening
he's not
right
cooking
now.
Just
it.
Oh.
All right, next up, let's roll for cheese. 2 Colby Jack. Colby Jack is 2 different cheeses marbled together. That is Colby and Monterey Jack cheese. It's a fine cheese, if a tad boring to me personally. Let's roll up some roughage.
Damn, it's just
2
living its
lettuce
best life.
and a
What's
Call it
wrong with
boring.
Kobe Jack cheese?
Yeah,
Colby Jack cheese is great.
it's perfectly fine.
What is this slander?
I would rather it be simple than complex and then coming out tasting awful.
I'm not accepting this Kobe Jack slander.
Me neither.
Actually rude. Like, genuinely rude.
Indeed.
Boring. Kobe Jack is not boring cheese, as you know. It is a perfectly legitimate cheese. It's trying its best, okay? It's trying its best. Rude.
11 none. Okay, there's nothing wrong with lettuce on a sandwich, but it's happening like every episode. The dice definitely have a new hyperfixation. In this case, we probably could have used something with a little bit more flavor. Let's get wild with the wild magic roll. 9 Takis. Takis are rolled tortilla chips covered
Why
in
the
usually
blue one?
strong tasting
Those ones are
seasoning.
gross.
They've been somewhat of a viral snack over the past several years.
It's
And
because
these
they were
ones are
viral.
incredibly blue. They are spicy and
Blue
kind
ones
of
are
sour.
gross.
I mean, I did just ask for flavor, so I guess I can't complain.
Yeah, but why
We
the
definitely
blue
went from
ones?
0 to 100.
Why not just regular?
And last but
Those
not
ones
least,
were also
the D20
trending.
sauce roll. Here we go. 18 Pizza Hot Sauce. This Melinda's Pizza Hot Sauce is a crushed red pepper hot sauce that is on the milder side of their line, and it's one of my favorite offerings from them. It tastes really good on pizza. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up
Yeah,
here.
it's a beautiful pizza.
Get our
Yes.
toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that cross section. Okay,
Oh,
well, it's not the most ideal sandwich, but for a sandwich which we couldn't affect with any spell, we lucked out, I think. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, this sandwich is a huge contrast of textures. The tofu is incredibly
Yeah.
soft, and then you have this super
'cause you
crunchy
didn't cook the
rolled tortilla
tofu.
chips and
People
lettuce.
usually fry
The
that
chips and
type
the
of
hot
tofu
sauce are both
first.
strong flavors and are kind of redundant.
Yeah,
a more
which he did
subdued
not
sauce
do.
might have balanced the sandwich
Yeah,
better.
no,
but in this
he
case,
didn't
it's kind
do
of
it
just one note.
genuinely.
with
I
quite a
love
few things that
tofu,
don't taste
and
like
you
a whole
just
lot,
slandered
and 2 things
tofu.
that want to kick you in the jaw. Still, there's definitely been worse sandwiches than this one. I'll consider myself lucky today. I think for a rating, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 4.4 today, and I'm going to call it
This man
the
has
Foo
a
Fighter.
death wish.
He does. He actually does.
Look at that smug face.
he knows what he's doing.
He
Knows
knows,
what he's done.
he knows exactly what he's doing.
Hello, adventurers! String your bacon bows. It's time for Roll
Well,
for
that was
Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go! Today we're going to be using these dice from this Chessex Hidden Wonders blind box. Let's see what we got.
I want that blind box. It looks so cool.
Looks like a marbled yellow, silver. There's some streaks of blue in there. Cool. And the box is a mimic. Nice.
Yeah,
All right, let's get things started with our roll for bread.
don't let
5
free-rinse
brioche.
get blocked.
Brioche is
Oh,
nice
yeah.
and soft and a little sweet, so I think we're going to leave it untoasted today. Hopefully that
Brioche.
softness doesn't come
That's
back
a
to
that's
bite
a
us.
bold choice.
Next
leaving
up,
it
let's roll for
untoasted.
Maine.
Usually you
Untoasted, yeah.
toast
10
brioche for a
Braunschweiger.
sandwich.
Braunschweiger is a smoked liver sausage that has a soft consistency. It is similar to
bologna,
liverwurst,
sir.
though liverwurst is not smoked. It has a nice creamy texture, though flavor-wise it might be off-putting to some if you're not used to eating organ meats. Has a little bit of a bitter
Yeah.
aftertaste.
Ugh.
Next up, let's roll
Yeah.
for cheese. 5 Provel. Technically, this is not Provel because Provel is a specific brand of cheese. This is a regional processed cheese that they use on pizza in St. Louis. Though this isn't Provel brand, it is directly from St. Louis. Someone brought it to me at Gen Con.
So
Let's roll
close
up some
enough.
roughage.
You mean
1, whatever fruit my kids haven't eaten, and 5 olives. My fruit-devouring children must have missed these raspberries, so today we're going to have some raspberries on our sandwich. They should bring an interesting tartness to the sandwich, but I'm unsure how well they're going to pair
See,
with the
people have
Braunschweiger or
raspberry
the
jam in
olives.
sandwiches,
The olives
but
I have
this is
today are
different.
green pimento stuffed olives. They will also add a little bit of acid and bitterness to the sandwich.
Yeah, I actually don't mind raspberry jam in my sandwich, actually. Because
If I liked more jams and like cooked fruits, maybe it would be fine. I'm just not a heated up fruit person.
No, I forgot where I got it from, but I know I've had sandwiches. I've had club sandwiches that's had raspberry on it. It was actually really good.
It can be if used right.
Well,
Yeah.
it was a cold sandwich. It wasn't
Yeah.
hot or anything.
I'm generally an olive enjoyer, and I know they'd work fairly well with the Braunschweiger on its own. Not sure about the raspberries, though. I guess we'll find out.
Don't be
Let's
slandering
get wild with
raspberries
the wild
like
magic
that.
roll.
Rude.
15. It's bacon! Bacon is definitely
yeah.
a fortuitous
Bacon.
goal here.
Bacon.
Adding another smoky, savory meat keeps us in the same general flavor vein, and honestly, I think bacon would go pretty well with the raspberries.
All these videos
Maybe
are
this'll
just
work.
making me
And last
think
but not
very
least,
hard
it's
about
the
what to do
D20
for
sauce
dinner.
roll. Here we go.
What food do we
2.
have in the house?
Ketchup.
That's
Man,
all
this is a
food.
bummer.
Obviously,
Felt
I
like
can
we were
make you
close
your
to
soup,
something
but I
good
can make
here.
something else
So
too,
I'm
since
gonna
you haven't
try
eaten
something.
anything else.
I'm going to use a level 1 spell slot to cast Divine Intervention, which allows me a chance to completely change this roll if I succeed on a D8 roll. So we will now call on Shaq in our time of need.
Damn.
Come on, big man, save us from the ketchup.
Ketchup so bad, you need a
6.
roll.
Today our prayers fall on deaf ears. Ah, well, it was worth a shot. The dice gods have ordained
Just
this
don't
one
put a lot.
finishes out
Yeah, just
with
maybe
ketchup.
put a normal
I don't
Let's go ahead
think
and get our
anyone
sandwich
puts
closed
that
up
much
here.
ketchup on their sandwiches.
Get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it cut in half.
Some people might, but they do it because they actually like whatever they're putting a bunch on.
Yeah.
They don't just do it with everything.
And let's take a look at that cross section. Very red. This is one of those sandwiches where it's hard for me to know exactly what it's going to be until I take that first bite. Here's hoping it's a good one. Let's taste it. Texture-wise, this is kind of nice. It's very creamy with a slight
Really?
chew from the bacon and the olives. Flavor-wise, it's honestly actually kind of good. The raspberries kind of fill the role of tomatoes, adding a nice tartness
You
and the
have
moisture you get
ketchup
from
on
the
there.
tomatoes.
Ketchup.
They also balance out the ketchup.
No,
Like I can
ketchup
tell there's a
has no
sauce on this,
tomato.
but I can't really tell it's ketchup. The Provel is creamy, but doesn't really give much of a taste. And any bitterness from the Braunschweiger and the olives is balanced out
No,
yet
the
again
hate
by
against
those
ketchup so
raspberries.
strong that
Honestly,
it's
the more bites I
clearly
take, the better this is.
a
I think leaving the
raspberry.
brioche
No,
sauce
he's-
was the right call.
It's funny
I'm
because the
pretty
raspberries are
shocked. I
definitely the
expected at least
reason why he
something to
thinks the
clash in
ketchup's
this, but I'm
better,
actually
because
kind
the
of digging it,
raspberries
ketchup
are
and all.
sweeter
And
than the
enemies to
ketchup.
lovers ketchup arc was
That's
not on my
true.
2025 bingo card. Surprisingly, I'm going to give this one an 8.8, and I'm going to call it Red Catch Redemption. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a
Oh my gosh.
My God.
Okay. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Hates ketchup, but yet names the sandwich including ketchup in it.
Yes.
Retrieve the relish relics.
It's
It's time
clearly-
for
it was
Roll
the
for
redemption
Sandwich,
of
the
the
series where I let fate
Yes.
decide my lunch. Let's go. Today's episode of Roll for Sandwich is sponsored by Melinda's. Melinda's makes hot sauce that prioritizes flavor over spice. I'm a big fan of their sauces, and even the ones that are a little
But I
too
like
hot for my
spice.
fragile constitution still have nice flavor. We've got 20 different varieties of Melinda's for our sauce roll today. Let's see what kind of sandwich we can pair with them. Let's get started with our roll for bread. 3 hearty oat. Nothing wrong with this bread. It's fine.
Okay,
Not
more oat.
spectacular, but good. We are going to use our
What is
toast
this
bread
bread
cantrip to
slander?
toast it up. And there we go. 2 slices of hearty
He
oat
sees
bread,
bread
toasted
every
up,
day,
and
okay?
ready for sandwich fillings.
He's just looking
Next
at
up,
the
let's roll for
variety
Maine.
going, I see you too much.
4, peanut butter. Peanut butter is always an interesting main. I usually prefer crunchy
Uh.
peanut butter, but today I have this weird, squeezable, creamy peanut butter. I mean, there's nothing weird about the peanut butter itself. It's just regular peanut butter, but the packaging, you know, whatever. It's convenient, I guess. Next up, let's roll for cheese. 2, Colby Jack. I find it funny how popular Colby Jack is in the US. Like, it's way more popular than either Colby or Monterey Jack cheese. It's like the Simon and Garfunkel of cheese. Let's roll up some
Well,
roughage.
it's
Wow.
great together.
2
What do
lettuce
you
So
and
much
3 carrot.
Multi Jack
Well, I knew it was
slander.
only a matter of time before lettuce returned. Apparently, it took exactly
There's
one
nothing
sandwich
wrong
off.
with lettuce
Still,
in a
for our current
sandwich.
build,
That's
something
like the
more
main
subdued
part of a
is
sandwich.
appreciated.
It really
Carrots
is.
follow along in that same vein, though adding a little bit of extra crunch and just a hint of sweetness. Carrot and lettuce are common ingredients in Thai cuisine and are often paired with peanut sauce, so this may actually be the best case scenario for roughage.
People do eat
Let's get
carrots and
wild
peanut
with the
butter,
wild
so
magic roll.
Yeah,
that's
no.
normal.
11,
Yeah.
guava paste. Guava paste, called goiabada in Brazil, is a
That's
sweet
gonna be an
confection and
interesting
dessert made
one.
by cooking down guava and sugar until it reaches this
What in the
fudge-like
wo-
consistency.
I
It can
would
be eaten on
hate
its
that.
own or used as like a pastry filling. There's many different applications. It's used in both sweet and savory dishes and is often paired with cheese. Again, I think this is the best case
paired with
scenario
cheese?
for a
Well,
roll
I guess
like this.
because
I can
That
see
makes
this
sense.
going with the
Typically,
peanut
yeah.
butter as kind of a peanut butter and jelly type thing. And we have cheese and some pretty innocuous vegetables. The texture
He
is
has
a
to
bit
put hot
chewy, but
sauce
I
on
think that'll be
this.
balanced by
Yeah.
the other elements here. And last but not least, we've got our Melinda's D20
Guava
sauce roll.
cheese
Here we go.
is fine, but I'm not sure
1,
about like
ghost
the
pepper wing
format.
sauce. Yeah, it makes sense we hit the hottest thing on the
pepper.
list.
There you go.
Generally, what separates a wing sauce from just a typical hot sauce is the addition of butter. It thickens it and helps it stick to the wings. So we've got a savory and spicy sauce to round out our sandwich. Let's get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that
Struggle a
cross
little
section. Got some nicely defined strata. Well, I know this one's gonna pack a punch, but there are quite a few elements here that might help. The peanut butter, the guava paste, even the lettuce might have a cooling effect. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, it's very hot. Ghost pepper is definitely a little bit above my tolerance range, but flavor-wise, this sandwich is really interesting. And I do think just about every element of the sandwich
Really
helps to cool it off a little bit. I've had some ghost pepper experiences that were much
Everything
less
together probably
tolerable
actually
than
is
this.
good.
And flavor-wise, everything here is complementary to the spice, like a spicy peanut sauce. Heck, even the guava works. Fruit and spice go together surprisingly well. I'm extremely intrigued by this sandwich, and though it's personally too spicy for me, if you like spice, you might want to make this. I might
I'll
remake this
have
with just
things
like a
individually.
cayenne-based hot sauce.
not
I
Yeah.
think
sure
I'd really dig it.
altogether.
I'll make
And
myself
bonus, it's
like a little
vegetarian.
nice
These unexpected
charcuterie
gems are the
plate.
sandwiches that I live for, even when they physically hurt me. Seriously, I'd love the opinion of someone who's more of a spice head. For me, I'm going to give this one a 7.2, and I'm going to call it the Molten Guava. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope-
Molten guava, he
Guava.
says.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, adventurers.
Another
Survey the
smug
sauerkraut
face.
swamps. It's time for Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch.
Proud.
Let's go.
Okay.
Today we're going to be using these sparkly green dice that were sent in by a viewer. Thanks. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 4, blueberry bagel. It's been a bit since we've had a bagel on the show, and I'm not sure we've ever had a blueberry bagel.
Oh.
Should be a nice change up.
Okay.
I am definitely of the opinion that bagels are better toasted, so we're going to use our toast bread cantrip. There we go. That's much better. On to the next roll. Next up, we're rolling for Maine. 2, ham and cheese loaf. This
Oh, no.
processed meat full of
It's
little
back.
pimples of American cheese is unfortunate in appearance, but pretty plain in flavor. The good news is it'll go with a lot of things because it's not going to be a very assertive flavor. Next
It'll
up,
just
let's roll for
want-
cheese.
With the looks.
6,
Yeah.
truffle cheese. Of course, we roll the fanciest cheese with the
Yeah,
humblest meat.
the ham would probably
This
look
black
better if,
truffle
like
sheep's
the other
cheese
things,
is a drier
he
cheese
heated
like
it
a
up.
Parmesan. It's very earthy and savory from the truffle. I feel like sometimes truffle flavored things can go a bit too far with the truffle flavor, but I don't feel like that's the case here, so that's nice. Still, I have a bit of whiplash from these last 2 rolls. All right, let's roll up some roughage. 1, whatever fruit my kids haven't eaten, and 6, bell pepper. Coincidentally, today the fruit is blueberries, which we already have in our bagel. Let me take a second to clarify here how this roll works. This is not leftover fruit that my kids didn't eat. This is whatever fruit is in the house at the moment that I can get to before them, which honestly could end up being
So you
more.
Wow.
stole blueberries from your children.
For bell pepper,
How
we're
could
going
Stolen
with
you?
green
blueberries
pepper
from
today.
the youths.
Green peppers have a little bit of bitterness and a little bit of sweetness, which should be an interesting counterpoint to the little bit of
Wow. Being a parent and stealing blueberries from your children.
Yeah, you should have just said, yeah, they're the leftover fruit. Like they had some, but this is what's left.
You
But
could
no,
have just
you're
said,
just
my
like,
kids
"I didn't
haven't
get it
touched
yet."
these yet. They've had all the other ones.
They were probably saving these for like dessert later, but you know, I got them first.
You basically just threw your kid on the floor and stole their blueberries.
The
Last time it was raspberry.
bro, he did steal raspberry from his kids too.
Raspberries and blueberries are really good berries, and he's throwing them into sandwiches.
Yes.
Crime.
Yes, he is.
Just so much crimes happening here.
So many.
Between stealing fruit from your own children, the fucking Kobe Jack slander,
Ketchup slander.
and
I don't even like
Ketchup
ketchup,
hate.
and I'm calling it ketchup hate.
all right,
I'm
that's
just weird.
that's today's stream, guys. It was nice seeing you all. But this slander has gone too far.
Too much slander.
He did too much.
Imagine I just end stream and this is the last thing you see.
Oh god.
No. He's
Just
gonna
him cutting a
say
bell pepper.
just kidding. No. He's gonna get a really good sandwich. He's gonna rate it like 2, and then we just simultaneously
We
stop
just leave.
streaming.
No words, just
We
leave.
just leave. That's it. Later, guys. Please.
Sourness and a little bit of sweetness from the
Frank has
blueberries.
finally
Honestly,
got
that's
us.
probably not a bad combination to go with the earthy truffle. All right, let's get wild with the wild magic roll.
You just call a bell pepper
6
sour?
kelp chocolate. No, I'm not
Is that what
rating
he said?
SpongeBob's cupboards. This dark chocolate
He
features
said
Alaskan
sour.
kelp and cayenne pepper. Alaskan kelp is very savory and salty from the sea salt. And trying this on its own, it's honestly really nice. I'm a dark chocolate
Yeah, on its
enjoyer,
own, I
and
could
salt
say
and
it's
dark
probably
chocolate
fine.
go together really nicely.
Yes.
Add to that a little
Chocolate
finishing
sandwich.
heat from the cayenne, and this is some interesting chocolate. We'll see if it's just as interesting on the sandwich. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 5, gooseberry jam. I got this German gooseberry jam with vanilla at a specialty shop
Yeah,
while I was in
gooseberry.
Ireland. I would describe the flavor of this as almost delicate. It's sweet, but not very acidic. And since we have a lot of other strong flavors on this sandwich already, I think that might be a good thing. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together. And let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that cross section. Very dark. Well, even though I could say this about most of these sandwiches, this one is very unique. One thing's for sure, my job is never boring. Let's taste it. There are some layers to this one that are quite interesting and not too bad. The earthy, savory truffle cheese is a standout flavor, complemented quite well by both berries. That dark chocolate adds an extra layer of bitterness and some crunch because it was left in larger, snappy pieces. The bagel is nice and chewy and doesn't get soggy at all from the jam. And then there's that little ghost of cayenne on the tail end of each bite.
The
This is
hand gesture
really interesting.
The
It's not
voiceover
best
is
sandwich
way
we've ever had on
different
the show,
from
but it is
what I
wonderfully
see.
cohesive in a way only the dice can discover.
Like you could really
I think
see
I'm
him
gonna go ahead and give this
assessing
one
it,
an
like it.
8.1, and I'm gonna call it the
David.
Beauregard.
Oh,
Beauregard.
Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again right here next time on Roll for Sandwich.
He called it that. Interesting.
Hello, adventurers. Man the charcuterie catapults. It's time for Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my
That's
lunch.
like a no-no
Let's
use
go.
thing.
Today I'm going to be using these sort of flesh-colored dice that were given to me by a viewer. Thanks.
You know,
Let's get things
that is
started with our
kind
roll
of
for
their
bread.
tone, but I don't think you
1,
need to
almond pizzelle.
Yeah.
These traditional Italian waffle cookies are one of the oldest
come
known
on.
cookies. They are thought to have
Wait.
originated in ancient Rome.
Yo.
These cookies are
Why?
On their own, would try it. On its own,
Yeah.
would try it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love wafer cookies. I think
Yeah.
they're great.
Yeah.
Well, now they're the bread. Don't
but
worry.
now they're
You'll
bread.
have 'em.
So there's that now.
popular during Easter and Christmas and are often dusted with powdered sugar. They can sometimes be sandwiched together with cream in the middle, but you wouldn't normally make a sandwich on them. They're pretty brittle, and I'm worried they're gonna get pretty soggy. But we'll give
Those
it a
look
shot.
tasty.
What's the worst that could happen?
Your
Next up,
words.
let's roll for Maine. 10, salami. From Italian cookie to Italian cured sausage. Salami might be the best case scenario for not making our sandwich soggy,
The
since
exact
it's
same
pretty
size.
dry, since the curing
Beautiful.
process removes
That
a lot
shows
of the
how
moisture.
small
Maybe
it
there's hope
is.
for this one yet. Let's roll for some
Symmetry.
cheese. 5, sharp cheddar. I've got some white sharp cheddar
Okay,
today, or as
sloppy,
most of the rest of the
white
world calls it, cheddar. Let's roll up some roughage.
So pale.
1. This weird acronym stands for whatever fruit my kids haven't eaten. If your kids are
Oh.
anything like mine,
Stealing
you know that
more
fruit
fruit
doesn't
from the
last in the
children.
house very long. And we've also got 7, sport peppers. Looks like my kids haven't quite finished off the blueberries yet, so that's what we're
Oh.
going to go with today.
Wow.
Strawberries and
Are you
strawberries, I haven't
dying?
used
The-
fresh berries on the
Dying.
show very often, mostly
You maniac.
The blueberry
You know-
robbery is making me sneeze. It's not my allergies, no.
All right, that's it. Had a good time, guys. See you later. This- the only
Think of the
Blueberry
children.
what a that's like that Michael Jordan meme of fuck them kids. But
You
in
know,
this case, it's
considering they have blueberries all the time, do you think that's his kid's favorite fruit?
It
By chance?
probably is. Yeah.
either that or his wife.
That is true, but he said
I don't know,
kids
but he says the
specifically. I
kids
don't
are
think he's gonna
the
touch his
main
wife's
for
food.
fruit.
I think he'll die if he touches his wife's food.
True. I mean, that's how you get divorced. You steal.
That is
you,
true.
You
Yeah, so
steal their
he's
blue.
just gonna take the kid's fruit.
But
And he'll
because
just say
they
he'll replace it
don't
later.
last in my house. I think I've maybe used raspberries and blackberries once each, but I don't remember using blueberries previously. Luckily for our wafer cookies, we have a nice barrier of salami and cheese to keep them from getting soggy, at least for the moment. And flavor-wise, I think we're okay so far. It's kind of charcuterie-esque. These sport peppers are
Yeah.
small, mild green chilies that are pickled and most famously known for their inclusion in the Chicago hot dog recipe. I find them quite tasty and they're a great addition to a sandwich. They should play well with most of the flavors we've gotten so far. Not sure about the blueberries or the almond flavoring in the cookies. Still, there are definitely worse things we could have rolled here.
You said for most of the
All right, let's get
flavors,
wild
and
with
then
our
you
wild
listed
magic
half of it that it might
Two.
not work.
Except for
Curse.
everything.
Well, that didn't take long to get the very first curse of the season. That's an ill effect that will negatively affect this sandwich and possibly future sandwiches.
He's gonna
I
cut
did
this
just
in
say
half
there were
and
worse things we could
together.
roll. Gonna
It
pick
is.
this one. Seeing red. The sauce roll is automatically set to extra ketchup. Well, that means we don't even have to roll for sauce, and my hopes
Damn,
for a
not even extra
non-soggy
spice.
sandwich are
Ketchup.
rapidly
That's the
disappearing.
oh
That's
god.
And
so
just to make sure
much.
it's extra,
So that's the curse.
Oh.
all right, let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together. Hopefully not just
Yeah, hold
completely
it together.
shatter it.
Yeah.
Eh. Then let's get it
okay.
cut in
You
half.
That's eyes
cracked it in
now.
half already.
No, and
Oh boy.
he didn't even cut it the way it was cracked.
No.
And let's take a look at that cross section.
Oh,
Held together better than I thought. Well, despite
Oh,
starting with cookies,
held
things
together.
seem to be going
The
pretty
ketchup
well
hold
today. And then we
The
hit
salami
the curse.
held the bottom one
And
together
now
because
I
it
have to
definitely
deal
did
with
get
this.
soggy.
Let's taste it. Definitely a lot of ketchup on this one. This is pretty strange. You know, interestingly, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Weirdly, the ketchup, the peppers, the blueberries, they kind of combine to almost make like a fruit salsa. Like mango or pineapple sauce is pretty normal.
I can see that, but
It's almost kind
Yeah.
of good. I was worried about the almond flavor
He's
in the
hiding
cookies,
it
but it
because
doesn't
of
really come
ketchup.
through that much.
Yeah.
Still, it's not
It's
kinda
worse,
good,
and I
but-
don't
but
really
it
know
was
how to feel
cursed
about
with
that.
ketchup.
I guess today the word of the day is confused, but I'll take that over
Confused.
wanting to puke.
Confused.
I'm gonna go
You-
ahead
you
and give
said
this
it's
one a
just like joke.
5.9, and I'm gonna call it the Taylor Street Special. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope.
That man was fighting for his life because of the ketchup.
He was. And then he was like, I'm confused because it's kind of good, but I know what's in it.
But it's still a 5.9.
Yeah.
True.
The second he saw
Well,
the
it
the
fate
roll of
beside
the
my
extra
lunch.
ketchup, he was
Let's
ready to say
go.
0.
Today I'm going to be using these green and black swirl dice that were sent in by a viewer. Thanks. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 5, pretzel bun. Nothing like a fresh pretzel bun from my local bakery. Gonna use our bread knife to get it sliced open here. This is definitely a strong start for the day, which leaves me a little worried for the rest of the sandwich. Next
Yes,
up,
yes,
let's
sir.
roll for Maine. 8, corned beef. Corned beef, or in some places called salt
Okay.
beef, is salt-cured beef brisket, and it's delicious. We're on a bit of a roll. Let's roll for some cheese. 4, Munster. Munster has been one of my favorite sandwich cheeses since I was a little kid. It's creamy and has just the slightest bite to it, and it will go great with the corned beef. Let's roll for our roughage. Double 5s, double olives. The olives I have today are a little bit different. They were given to me by my friend Dave, and they are blue cheese stuffed olives in a can. I enjoy both olives and blue cheese, but I've never had these particular olives
You
before.
instantly
I think
made
these
that
will
sound
taste
bad.
fine. My worry is the salt content. Corned beef is obviously salty already, and a double
Yeah,
portion of
adding
olives
more.
will be adding a decent amount of salt as well. So hopefully the sandwich overall isn't too salty. Still, there are worse things we could have rolled, and I'm still optimistic for this sandwich. Let's get wild with the wild magic roll. 17, Tato. Tato is a potato chip brand from Ireland, though they call them crisps. The cheese and onion flavor is the quintessential Irish crisp flavor. The best way that I could describe the flavor is that they kind of taste like au gratin potatoes. Cheesy, but not overly so, and you can taste some cooked white onion in there. They're good. I had many bags while I was in Ireland, and I was able to bring a few back without them getting crushed. Not a bad wild magic roll at all. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. Nat 20. All right, first Nat 20 of the new season. That means I get to pick. Gonna go a little different today, and I'm gonna go with this horseradish sauce from Wober's. It'll give us the same creaminess we'd get from a mayo, but with the addition of the bite of horseradish, which should go well with the corned beef. It'll also pair nicely with the flavor of our pretzel bun. This one might be pretty decent, folks. Let's get it closed up.
Will it though?
Get our toothpicks in to hold
He
it
always
together.
just adds way
let's
too
get it
much
cut in half.
sauce.
Yeah, I was just say it's a bit much every time.
And let's take a look at that cross section. Looks pretty good. Well, regardless of this one's score, it feels good to have the first Nat 20 of the season. But I'm still hoping for the best. Let's give it a taste. All right. Those chips give it a nice crunch. And the flavors work pretty well. It could use a little more sauce. It's a little dry, both because of the corned beef and just the amount of pretzel bun. Normally, I'm a fan of olives. These aren't my favorite. They're not bad, but they're not great either. And this sandwich didn't need extra of them. I think the horseradish was a good choice, and overall, I'm satisfied with this one. Not perfect, but not a bad way to round out the week either. We've held off any eldritch sandwich horrors for another day. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 7.3, and I'm gonna call it all of the above.
That feels a little hard considering how you were talking about it just now.
Yeah,
That feels high.
How you were talking and
Yeah.
how your face looked?
He had a lot of actual complaints about it.
He got
but
to pick a sauce, therefore it wasn't as bad.
True. He got lucky and got to pick whatever he wanted at the end. So, that does add some points to it.
Hello, adventurers. Grab your cold cut crossbows. It's time for Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go.
Hey, I'm Justin McElroy.
I'm Travis McElroy.
I'm Griffin McElroy.
And today, I'm the sandwich artist.
Here we go.
Okay, roll for bread.
Write it up.
That is wheat.
Wheat. The least funny one.
It's true. Wheat bread is not a very deep comedic well, which is why sometimes I struggle on the voiceover when I roll wheat bread. At least that one kind of wrote itself.
Okay, for Maine. Come on, sardines.
Sardines, that's good. Free food, baby.
5. Steakums. Steakums and wheat.
That sounds like dog stuff.
I think maybe you're thinking of Beggin' strips, Griffin. Steakums are thinly shaved slices of frozen steak, and for what they are, they're pretty tasty. We'll get a couple of slices cooked up here on the stovetop, lay them out on some paper towel to get rid of the excess grease, and start loading up our sandwich. Pretty strong start, Trev. Can you keep it up?
Cheese. Let's roll.
You're sitting pretty no matter what you get.
I mean, say that.
Merlot, maybe.
3. Swiss.
Swiss, that's a very good cheese.
I'm having wheat. Did I get your sandwich?
Swiss cheese is definitely a good roll here. Tapping into some of that Magnus Burnside's luck.
Hey,
All right, Trav.
Swiss is good
Let's
cheese.
see
How
if
dare
you
you?
can hit
Come
the
on,
jackpot.
Trav. Let's
Okay,
get something.
2.
You like all this stuff.
You
I
do.
get, that's
You
the
like
thing.
it.
I like all this stuff, but I'm getting like Swiss cheese and steakums.
Oh, man.
6 and 8. Pepperdew peppers and mild peppers.
Okay, steak, Swiss
Peppers.
cheese, and now 2 types of
Oh,
peppers.
the peppers.
Travis, you're just making a cheesesteak. All we need is for the bread to be toasted and the cheese to be melted, and man, this would be perfect. The pepperdew peppers add a little bit of sweetness and a little spice, whereas the banana peppers are a little bit more acidic, both of which will pair very nicely with
Hey,
that steak and the Swiss
nothing wrong with
cheese.
banana peppers.
Come up, Wild Magic Table.
Get him.
His shit's been too normal.
Okay, here we go.
We got
19. Sandwich press. Yay! That's gonna be delicious.
Man, this is ridiculous.
Really good.
Listen, I'm good at sandwiches.
We're making a cheesesteak. I think Travis might be Sandwich Jesus' favorite.
Unless the sauce is bathtub caulk. I don't know how you're gonna ruin this guy.
15. Roasted onion dressing. It's gonna be delicious.
I think you've maybe made a
That-
new good sandwich.
That sounds really good.
All right,
That
we're
actually
gonna be
does
topping our
sound really good.
cheesesteak with the
Like they
Kewpie
said, yeah,
roasted garlic
maybe
and
toast
onion
it,
dressing.
but-
I think that'll work just fine. Let's get our sandwich closed up here and toss it in our sandwich press. This wild magic roll really was the clincher here. Gonna take it from an all right sandwich to a pretty great one, I think. And let's see how it turned out. That's looking pretty good to me. let's go ahead and get our toothpicks in, and let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at
That
that
looks
cross
great.
section.
That actually
that
looks
looks
really
tasty.
good.
No,
I think
that-
you need to go
that-
buy a
that
lotto
has-
ticket, Travis. The luck is with you today. I'm pretty sure I know already, but let's see how this tastes. Oh, yeah. That's the stuff. I mean, I think this one's pretty self-explanatory, right? I mean, this isn't exactly new culinary ground. It really is a cheesesteak. Sometimes the dice
Well, sometimes
recreate a
it's better
classic,
not
and
to
on those
be,
days we get a great lunch.
crazy,
Let's see what
yeah?
Travis thinks.
I don't know how you did this. I'm very lucky. The dice tell a story, and the story is I'm great.
Yes.
Ooh, that's the way the cheese is. That's the way the cheese is pleases. I gotta say. Oh, sandwich. Oh, going back in for a second.
for a second. Bye.
I'm gonna eat this whole thing. We told it.
Jay, you knew it's a race, right?
Jay, did you know that you're about to lose on your own show to an
It was a
amateur
race
sandwich
somehow.
man?
I got stuff to do, guys. I don't have time.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, there you go.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, now this with this
It's warm. Yeah, as Jake pointed out,
Close.
while I was rolling it, it was basically a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah. No.
So it's not even like, whoa, what a surprise! It worked. It was good.
literally just a Philly cheesesteak.
It was peppers, Swiss cheese steak, toasted with like a roasted onions. It was amazing. I would eat 8 more of those sandwiches right now.
No, hands down, amazing.
Yeah, it's like a 9.5. Could have done with more celery.
Easy. We'll get our fill for sure.
I just wish I had more celery. Hey, thank you for the sandwich, Jake.
Yep.
Human to human. Thank you
Okay,
for
well,
making me.
one
a
said 9.5.
That's one for the history books, folks. Travis gave it a 9.5, and I'm pretty much right there with him. There's not much we could have
Oh,
rolled that would have made this
okay.
better. I'm going to say 9.6, and I'm going to call it
Oh.
the big dog.
He's
Thanks for
happy
hanging
because he got to
Wait,
eat
one
2
extra.
sandwiches.
Really?
He ate one when he made it, and then he made another one.
Wait, but he did say, like, this is like the perfect sandwich, yet he gives it a 9.6.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was
was
something
too
that was already
generic.
created. Yeah, it was already a thing. It didn't add like any intrigue. So even though it was great,
I mean,
It didn't
yeah.
have
It's not-
pizzazz.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, should
No
have done
pizzazz.
it should have done jazz hands.
Yeah.
That would have given it the extra 0.4.
Yes, that's all it needed.
That or a musical number.
Hello, adventurers. Grab your baguette broadswords.
soundtrack.
It's time for Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today's episode of Roll for
Guys,
Sandwich
guys.
is sponsored by This Is Spinal
Please.
Tap. The classic rock and roll mockumentary
Oh
is
my God,
remixed,
why do you have to
remastered,
call
and
your
returning to
group
theaters nationwide for just 3 days.
My
starting July
birthday.
5th. We've got some Spinal Tap inspired
My
roll sheets
birthday.
and some special dice today. In honor of Spinal
Why
Tap,
are
I
they
was
called
able to
Spinal
find
Tap?
11-sided
Why are you
dice.
saying
You just
so
make 10
much?
louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder.
These go to 11.
And with that, let's kick it off with our roll for bread.
Okay.
3 tiny toasts.
And I don't want this. I want large bread so that I can put this.
Right.
So then it's like this.
Yeah.
But this doesn't work because then it's all.
Because it hangs out like that.
Look.
Yeah.
Would you be holding
No, I
this?
wouldn't want to eat. I wouldn't want to put
No.
it like that.
All right, so I guess we have tiny bread from France.
Oh no.
Well, on episode 400 of Roll for
Wait.
Sandwich, we had one of the biggest sandwiches ever on Roll for Sandwich, and now I guess we're
Tiny bread.
Tiny bread.
That's a crouton.
It is basically a crouton.
That
yes.
is
Those things are
basically a
usually
soft
eaten.
crouton, yeah.
Those things are eaten with cheese, sometimes salami, but it's mostly put like cut in half and put on a sandwich. Sandwich salad. Yes, tiny bread on sandwich.
Tiny bread on.
we're going to have one of the
I've been
smallest.
watching
At
this
least
for
if
an
the
hour.
combination is
Over an
particularly
hour.
bad,
But
it
an
will be
hour.
over very quickly. I do think I will need some sort of supplemental lunch today, though. Next up, let's
yeah.
roll for Maine. 4 canned tuna.
I'm a real fish nut. I really like
Um,
fish. And I
what?
love tuna. Those little cans.
I don't know.
of
You have a clip
tuna
for every
fish.
moment
Yeah.
of this.
No bones.
Seems
Yeah.
staged.
All right. canned tuna it is. We're definitely going to use our Midwest salad can trip to mix that tuna with some mayo and make it a little more palatable. If you've watched Roll for Sandwich for any length of time, you know that I'm not a big fan of fish, but I actually don't mind tuna, which is good because I'm definitely going to have leftovers that I'm going to have to eat later because we are not going to fit much on this little piece of toast. Next up, let's roll for some cheese. 4 American singles. Classic processed American cheese singles. You can barely call them cheese. In the UK, they're referred to as plastic cheese. I know usually use 2 slices of cheese per sandwich, but I think one's plenty for what we've got here. Let's roll for some roughage. 7 mild peppers and 10 none. Honestly, I'm glad we only rolled 1 roughage because I really don't know how we would have fit much on this other than a couple banana pepper rings. So, works out. All right, let's get wild with the wild magic roll. 3 gummy sharks. There's a fictitious Spinal Tap album called which is why these were included on the list. Thankfully, it's not very easy to get Icelandic fermented shark here in the States, so I didn't have to put myself through that again. I'll stick with the gummies from now on. And last but not least, it's the D11 sauce roll. Here we go. 5 pistachiosa. This Sicilian pistachio spread contains pistachios, sugar, and olive oil. It's a creamy, nutty, and a little bit sweet spread that I would say is more similar to
it looks like a really nice color.
Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpick
I'd love to have a room
together.
of that color.
And I'm not going to cut this one in half because it's just going to completely shatter. So let's take a look at that side profile.
That's because you overstuffed it.
Interesting.
Yeah, you definitely wanted to put as much.
We definitely
as
ended up with a
possible.
chaotic sandwich. It's a fitting tribute to Spinal Tap. Really don't have much of a prediction about how this is going to taste overall. I guess we're going to find out. Let's give it a taste.
Yeah, you got this. Look at that cheese you didn't fold.
Definitely got some wig hair in my mouth. Other than that, honestly, not terrible right off the bat. It mostly tastes like American cheese. Structurally, it is terrible. Those little toasts are definitely not meant to have tuna salad sitting on them for any length of time. So the bottom one is all but disintegrated, and the top one is super crunchy. The gummy sharks have a troubling texture when combined with everything else. But taste-wise, like I said, mostly tastes like cheese, a little sweetness. And even if it was absolutely horrible, it's like 3 bites. Not the worst tasting, but crumbly and very small. Gonna rate this one a 4.1, and I'm gonna call it the shark bite. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great day, and catch.
How are you giving it a 4? It was barely a sandwich.
That was an insult to sandwiches.
That genuinely isn't a... That really is, like... That's not... Like, what?
Hello, adventurers. Grab your Swiss cheese spell books. It's time for Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch.
Okay,
let's go.
Hey, I'm Justin McElroy.
I'm Travis McElroy.
I'm Griffin McElroy.
And today, I'm the one making the
Okay.
sandwich.
How lucky are you?
First up, let's do it. Roll for bread. This is the bones of the sandwich.
4.
Rye.
Okay, rye's not bad.
It's not the worst.
Not the worst indeed. Rye is one of my personal favorite breads. Today I've got a marbled rye. I'd say the dice luck is with you so far, Justin.
Okay, time for main. I really don't want to eat many of these mains. Let's see how it goes.
6. Pepper turkey.
Pepper turkey!
Yay!
Pepper turkey!
Thank you, Sandwich Jesus.
Thank you, pepper turkey!
Not super
This
thrilled about
cracked
pepper
black
turkey, to be
deli
honest.
turkey is definitely one of the safer options on the list.
One
and
of
should go
five.
nicely with the rye bread.
All these
it's very
delicious
simple.
raw cheeses.
I can't stand most meat.
Roll for cheese.
So, turkey's
Not cottage, not cottage.
6. Merlot cheese.
Merlot cheese? Oh, I don't even know what that is. But I'm not gonna whine about it.
Merlot Bellavitano is a Wisconsin-made cheese. It is a unique aged cheese with some characteristics similar to Parmesan and cheddar. This variety is soaked in Merlot
doesn't
for several
sound bad,
days,
actually.
which gives it a deep
It
purple
sounds
rind and
tasty.
imparts notes of berry and plum. I honestly think this will be a great match for the pepper turkey, though Justin may not agree because he really only likes melted cheese.
Okay, let's see what we got for roughage.
Lettuce.
That picky?
We got a 12 and a 7. Roll 2 more.
Okay, so cucumber just is going to the salad bar.
Cucumber and
Let's get it in a bowl.
2 other
more
things.
12s, double
Let's go.
12s. Let's load this baby down.
Yeah.
Alright, next up.
That's another 12.
Oh.
Another 12. 2 more. 2 more. 3 more. Come on.
It's not tomatoes, man.
2 more.
Let's go, baby. Come on. Oh, so close.
Oh, okay, 6 Peppadoo peppers, and then none.
None.
So,
So you're good.
so Peppadoo.
Peppadoo peppers,
I don't know
cucumber,
what
and
those are.
tomatoes.
This is your best outcome, dude. You could have had 6, and you only have 3.
It's not the best outcome because there's tomatoes involved.
I mean, the best outcome is a
The
horrible
best
outcome.
outcome would be none.
Fair enough.
Honestly, so far, this is a pretty
No,
typical
rolling
turkey
nothing.
sandwich. Everyone's tastes are
I'm
different,
learning that
but
I'm
for
not as
me,
picky as
cucumber
most
and
people
tomato
who
is
are
a pretty
picky
good
are.
combination. Get a nice crunch from
That
the
poor- that
cucumber
man was
and some acid
crashing
from the
out.
tomato, and the tomato juice will help with the drier
He
stuff.
sliced it
The
in
Peppadoo
this
peppers
time.
are a
Oh my
little unique,
god.
but their sweetness and slight
beautiful.
spice should
That's
be a good
character
addition as well.
development right there,
I think
guys.
they'll play well both with the turkey and
Someone's
with that
having a
Merlot
barbecue
cheese.
outside and I
So
smell
far,
it.
I'd eat this sandwich any
Oh,
day.
it must be in the
Malic
front.
acid seems like it might kill you. I don't know what that is. Whoa.
Was somebody's barbecuing over there?
Someone's barbecuing.
Yeah, I would imagine one. Yeah, no, we would have heard if it was us. So no, it's one of our
Yeah.
neighbors' barbecue.
One of our neighbors.
Well, and they didn't invite you because I mean, that's
Our
pretty
neighbors
rude.
don't like us.
That's rude. They should have invited you for barbecue.
Man, it's almost 80 degrees. Give me some barbecue, please.
That is
I'm not
true.
gonna say what the temperature is here because yeah. Nope.
An enjoyable temperature.
Is it better than the? Is it actually? I can look. Maybe not
It's 61 over here.
That
An
sounds
enjoyable
amazing.
temperature. It's supposed to be like that by Tuesday.
No, correction. It's 59 right now.
Yeah,
Even better.
80. It's exactly 80 outside, which means at least my room is like about. It's about the same. Typically, it's like a degree.
No,
to
so
5.
no, that effectively means that Bach is thriving right now.
Oh,
While y'all-
100%.
While y'all suffer. That is exactly what that means.
If
Which is
the
crazy.
the weather is like 70, doesn't she typically already go? It's too cold.
If it's below 80, is Armageddon for her.
That's just what happens.
Yeah, by Tuesday it's
magic.
supposed to be in the 60s.
Great. I look
18.
forward
Oh,
to it.
shoot.
Oh.
And when you dip, most of the vegetables are gonna fall out. So that'll be great
Yes,
for
that's
you.
the
Maybe some
point.
vegetables
Get it all
slip
out.
inside too.
That'll be fantastic.
Well, this is fitting. Au jus was originally introduced to Roll for Sandwich through a suggestion from the McElroy brothers, and now it's going to be part of Justin's sandwich. Au jus is essentially a beef stock used for dipping sandwiches, such as the French dip. Should be just fine on our turkey sandwich, adding a little bit of extra savoriness and moisture.
Which of these do you like? Would
Yeah,
probably
walk
be
us through.
easier.
Okay.
What's the worst one on you?
Here's how I order a sandwich. Plain.
Yeah.
So anything that's not,
Yeah.
If you get dealer's choice,
none.
Not 20 baby.
Yeah, no, he's worse than you. He's
13.
reverted
Spicy
to.
mustard.
He's what you were in your
Spicy
youth.
mustard.
Justin
My
is
youth.
having
I am only
pepper
22,
turkey sandwich
excuse
with
me.
Extra vegetables,
You're
spicy mustard
I am
on
still
raw
in
au
my
jus.
youth.
And the cheese.
So
Must be
my
nice
cheese
to be
is
in
gonna
your
be
youth still.
amazing.
Must be
You know
nice.
what kind of
Must be
this
nice.
man's had to eat
Yeah, so
cheese?
nice.
You sound like a child right now.
I mean, I do have to admit, when compared
called
to
out.
the backlog of Roll for
Yes, sir.
Sandwich episodes, this is quite
That
light
looks like
work.
peanut butter.
But let's
Very
not dog on
thin peanut
Justin too
butter.
hard. He's
It does.
getting out of his comfort zone, trying something new with me.
You know,
Let's
I
get
thought
our
he was
toothpicks
being
in to
nice
hold
with
it together,
thinly,
and let's get it cut in half.
tomato, and then he still put a bunch of mustard.
And let's take a look at that
He's still gonna
cross-section.
eat it. He's gonna want
Looks
sauce.
pretty good to me. Well, it looks like we're starting off season 9 pretty tame, though perhaps the dice gods are just waiting for me to be the one to roll the dice. Whatever the case, I'll take a nice turkey sandwich any day. Let's give this one a taste. I mean, this sandwich is definitely cohesive and pretty tasty. Probably would be better with toasted bread, especially with the addition of the au jus. But all in all, it's pretty solid. Let's see what Justin thinks of it.
Thank you for making me the sandwich. Right. No matter what my face does. Mmm. 3-bite rule. Don't decide if you like it until you have 3 bites.
Yep. Good
Another
second
big
bite.
bite. Can you do
Yeah.
one more big bite for me, buddy? Oh, there you go.
Great.
There you go. Any thoughts?
A lot of mushiness. Unorthodox amount of mushiness for my gob. Oz, you shouldn't have. That's the name of this one. I would give this a 2 of for my eating in my life, it's a 2. But for a general sandwich, I've watched all your sandwich videos. It looks like probably about an 8 in grand context of sandwiches. They're just so mushy.
She could have used the toaster.
Could have used a lot of things, Jake. Could have used a lot of things.
Yeah, not quite Justin's speed, but that's okay. Personally, I feel comfortable giving it a 7.8, and we're gonna go with Justin's name of Oz You Shouldn't Have.
Not even
Thanks for hanging
giving
out
it
with me
the
and my
8
guests
that-
today.
Nope.
I feel like that's petty. That was deliberate. That was a deliberate choice not to agree.
That was definitely out of spite.
How dare you not like my sandwich?
The audacity.
Friendship over.
Good afternoon, PB&J Pikemen, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using this Polyhero set of dice that is based off of the Rogue class. Hopefully we can sneak our way to a 10 out of 10. Let's get started with our roll for bread. 1, curse and reroll. Not a great start on this Friday. We're going to pull a card from our curse deck here, which will cause problems for today's sandwich and maybe even some future sandwiches. All right, this is as good as any, I guess. Seeing red. Sauce roll is automatically extra ketchup.
There you go.
Great.
Ketchup.
Fantastic. All right, let's reroll for our bread.
Hey, maybe you'll get a
3,
sandwich that really
thins.
needs ketchup.
Again with the sandwich thins. These wheat-based circular bread things are fine. Toaster doesn't seem to do much to them, so we're just going to leave them as they are. Next up, let's roll for main.
I mean...
6, bologna. Bologna and sandwich thins again. Looks like we've got a second shot at our perfectly round sandwich. And we know that this sandwich ends in ketchup. Bologna is basically hot dogs, so could be worse.
Yeah, no, it works
Let's
with
roll
ketchup.
for our cheese. 1, cotija. Again, we are denied the combination of bologna and provolone to make a perfectly round sandwich. Although
Hey, the one
this
time you
isn't
got that
exactly
pan,
square, I guess.
you
In a way,
decided
we
to
still have our round
hold the
sandwich,
bologna.
just a bit grittier. Let's roll for some roughage. 3 canned peas and 10 pickled mushrooms. Okay, when I said round sandwich, I didn't mean spherical. These canned peas are pretty bland and mushy and not
You did
really
just say round.
the best
You said
topping for a
round.
sandwich. That
So
cotija is
ergo,
pretty
you
salty
get
though, so
peas.
hopefully that will
Yes.
help them not be so bland. And we've got some
It could have
pickled
been worse.
mushrooms
What if
with
there was caviar?
jalapenos.
That's an option.
Apparently a lot
That
of
is
Would have
true.
got
jalapenos.
that.
I like mushrooms, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure that these are going to be the best experientially for a sandwich.
Texture-wise
Sauteed
with that,
mushrooms?
yeah.
Heck yeah. But these seem a little boogery. We've chopped them up so they'll stay on our sandwich a little better, hopefully. And now we're
That
just
is
spooning them
a
over
way
the
to
peas.
describe them, yes.
Yay. Let's get wild with our wild magic roll. 16, infinity seasoning. This infinity seasoning from Heckler is a nice all-purpose garlic and herb blend that apparently also has celery seed in it. Celery and ketchup today.
There you
and
go.
peas. Great.
Celery is everywhere.
And last but not least we're not rolling. We have to put extra ketchup on it.
Yep.
Yippee.
Congrats.
Once again, ketchup shows up to ruin my day. It's like the
And
Gary
celery.
Oak of Roll for Sandwich.
Whoa,
and as per
hey.
the curse states, gotta make sure it's extra. All right, this is gonna be fun.
That
To be
is-
fair, sir,
Here we go.
sir, actually, extra would be what
All
you
right.
put normally on
And
a
let's get
sandwich.
our toothpicks
What
in to
you're
hold it
doing is
together. And let's
extra
get it cut in
only
half.
Which means it's
And
terribly...
let's take a look at that
like,
cross-section.
Oh, look, you made it bleed.
Well, nothing unholy
He
like
did-
crab shells or
did cut it
dried
open.
squid or whatever, but it doesn't exactly
did that
give
to
me
make
hope
sure
that
it
it
came
will
out
be
of the sandwich.
appetizing. Let's give it a taste. Yeah,
Yeah, look at all
I
that
was
ketchup
not
you
wrong.
lost.
It's not good. The texture is kind of all over the place on this one.
Gee, I
And it's
wonder why.
Ugly.
and bland and just kind
I
of
wonder
doesn't know what it
why.
wants to be. It is both conceptually and literally a mess, and is somehow less than the sum of its parts. On the bright side, at least that curse we rolled was resolved in the same episode. I'm gonna give this one a 2.9, and I'm gonna call it the non-starter. Like the rogue they are, these dice stab me in the back. Here you go, Earl.
Well, you know, things happen, man.
Yeah, you know.
Good
Maybe
afternoon,
it's
Rap
your own
Wranglers, and
luck.
welcome to Roll for Sandwich,
True.
the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today we're going to be using this fruit set of dice that was sent in by a viewer. Thanks. Let's get it started with our roll for bread. 6 American pumpernickel. Softer and a little less molassesy than traditional German pumpernickel. This American take on the dark rye bread is quite delicious. We're going to toss our slices in the toaster and get them toasted up using our toast bread cantrip. And while they don't look any different coming out, they have gotten crispy.
Good, good.
Next up, let's roll for Maine. 6 bologna. Bologna making another
More
appearance
bologna.
on Season 8 of Roll for Sandwich. There are nicer things on the roll lists, but there are much worse things on the roll lists. And I'm not one to turn up my nose at a bologna sandwich. Let's roll for some cheese. 6 creme de brie. Creme de brie is the lazy version of brie. I'm not a huge fan of the rind of the brie, and this is rindless brie. It's soft and spreadable, salty and tasty, and comes with its own lid. I think it should pair just fine with the bologna. So far, we're on track for a decent
That
sandwich.
genuinely looks like butter.
Let's roll up some roughage.
It did.
6 taro root and 7 cucumber. Taro is a root vegetable widely cultivated in Africa, Asia, and Oceania. When eating taro, you typically remove the skin, since it's high in oxalates and can be a skin irritant. You could use taro much like you would use a potato. I essentially boiled mine using my pressure cooker, so these have a texture similar to boiled potatoes, but a bit creamier. In taste, they are a bit sweeter and nuttier than typical potatoes, and visually, they have a slight purple tint.
I mean, I do
think the taro will make
like
an
my
interesting
taro
addition
milk.
to this sandwich. The creaminess should go well with the brie, and flavor-wise, I don't think they're going to shake things up too much. The cucumber will give us a little bit of crunch, but also won't add a ton of divergent flavor to this sandwich. I think our last 2 rolls will have a big influence on the taste profile of this one. All right, let's get wild with our wild magic roll. 11 lavender herb mix. I picked up this herb mix last year at a local lavender farm. It's a pretty typical herb mix with the additions of lemon balm, lavender, and summer
poison
savory.
to some
This will
people, I
add
know.
some subtle, sweet, floral, herbaceous, and
lavender?
citrusy notes.
Yeah.
All welcome additions. I'm also going to use my salt and pepper cantrip because both the taro and the cucumber could use it, and I think it will help push us
Even though I
closer
really
to
love
greatness.
lavender
Hopefully we
flavored
can thread the
things.
needle when it comes to sauce. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 10 Steve-O. Someone sent me Steve-O's hot sauce. And though I haven't tried it, it's a habanero-based hot sauce, and I'm worried just how hot it's going to be. Steve-O isn't exactly an individual known for things like restraint. So for the first time in Roll for Sandwich history, I'm going to use a 3rd spell in a single episode, and that is the level 3 transmute sauce spell to swap Steve-O for the sauce of my choice. Cupimon, I choose you. With the addition of Cupimeo, the word of the day is creamy. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it
Really
cut in
good
half.
today, Spice.
And let's take a look at that cross section. Interesting. Well, we ended up with an interesting sandwich through a little magical meddling of our own, and now we are dangerously low on spell slots. Let's see if it was worth it. This is really interesting. With the taro root and the Kewpie and the herbs, we kind of backed our way into potato salad. Like, it's definitely got creamy summer potato salad vibes. It's pretty good, but it could use just a little more acid. Like, if it was pickles instead of cucumbers, I think this would be perfect. And yeah, the hot sauce would have probably added some acid, but it would have added a lot of spice too. So I still think we made the right choice as far as using that spell. And hey, the end of the season's close. We can't take our spells with us. Might as well use them. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one an 8.3 today, and I'm gonna call it the Counter Steve.
The counter Steve?
Counter Steve.
Counter Steve.
I mean, the episode's called "Is He the Anti-Shack?"
That is
so,
true.
I guess.
Good afternoon, lobster roll longbowmen, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch.
I
Let's
got
go.
nothing.
Today's episode of Roll for Sandwich is sponsored by Tabletop Tycoon. They've just launched their new Polyhero Ranger dice on Kickstarter. They come in a few different colors and are made up of fun shapes that really embody the Ranger class, including D4 daggers, D6 short swords, D8 arrows, D10 bracers,
That's supposed to be an arrow.
D12
That looks
quivers,
like a
and
missile.
D20 logs. They also have level up packs that can add
same
more
thing,
thematic
you know?
shapes to your dice arsenal. To get your own set, use the link in my bio to back the Kickstarter today. Now let's use those Ranger dice to make a sandwich. Starting with 3 sandwich thins. We've had these sandwich thins on the show before and they've worked just fine. Although I have
Do
just
they work
realized
just
that
fine?
the existence of sandwich thins implies the existence of sandwich thicks. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. Anyway, this time we're gonna try toasting them with our toasting cantrip. And honestly, they don't look a whole lot different, but that's okay, we soldier on. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 11, roll 2. All right, rolling 2 of our quivers for 2 mains. That's 8 chicken and 10 mortadella. The chicken I have is a chipotle seasoned deli chicken breast. This chicken breast is nice and savory with a little bit of smokiness and spiciness and is on the leaner side. The rich and fatty mortadella will be a nice counterpoint to it. Mortadella is essentially a grown-up version of bologna, which includes chunks of pork fat and sometimes pistachios. Next up, let's roll for our cheese. 5, smoked Swiss. This smoked Swiss takes the already delightful flavor of Swiss cheese and adds that complex campfire flavor that's smoking imparts. I think this will go really nicely with both the chipotle chicken and the mortadella. Let's roll for some roughage. 2 pickled baby corn and 8 hula pickles. I saw this pickled baby corn at the local fruit market and definitely had to grab some. The texture is similar to the canned baby corn you might sometimes add to your stir fry, but it's taken on the flavors of dill and apple cider vinegar that work well with its natural sweetness.
I'm not a huge fan of baby corn. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not.
I actually like it, but I also rarely ever have it. So it's probably also just since I rarely have it, I can maintain that like, oh yeah, it's good.
It's not bad. It's just not. It's not something I would actively go out of my way to eat it. Kind of thing.
I mean, if it's there, I would get it, but I would never actively like.
Yeah, like I know some of the like fried rice I've had before in the past, I've had it, and so I'm like, okay, I mean, it's there, so whatever.
Pickles are sweet and spicy pickles canned with pineapple and jalapenos. They're actually fairly spicy as far as pickles go, and I think flavor-wise they will fit pretty well here. Let's get wild with the wild magic roll. 13, maple sugar. Got some local maple sugar here, extracted from the sap of some local maple trees. Honestly, this isn't a terrible roll. We've already got some sweet elements here. We're just adding a little bit more to that. And last but not least is the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 15, mango pineapple salsa matcha. Salsa matcha is Mexican chili crisp, which consists of chili oil filled with nuts and seeds, and in this instance, dehydrated mango and pineapple. It's spicy and crunchy, and in this case, fruity. And honestly, I think it's a pretty great roll for marrying all the flavors we've already got together. I'm interested to see how the final result will taste. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that cross-section. It looks interesting. There definitely seems to be kind of a running theme with this one flavor-wise. Hopefully, when it all comes together, it works well. Let's find out and give this one a taste. Yeah, this is really interesting. It's definitely got a decent amount of heat to it. The chicken is a bit dry and would be helped by something like a mayo, but the smoky flavors of the chicken and the Swiss cheese go really well with the sweet and fruity notes that we have. The pickles bring in a little bit of acid, but I wish there was a little bit more to that. But all in all, it's not a bad sandwich. I think this is one of those ones where we got most of the way there. I think I'm going to go ahead and give this one an 8.2 today. And
the baby corn existed just to.
It was there.
It was just there.
You know, it's kind of like, you know how you used to do group projects at school, and there's always just that one person in the group who did literally nothing but was
just there, puts their name on the paper, and then that's their part of the work. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically the baby corn right now. Oh, man.
Good afternoon, Muffaletta Monks, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these big ice cube dice that I got from Chessex Dice. And I'm also going to be using my new dice tower. It was made by my friend Josh, the same person who made the first dice tower that I used. Josh now works for a company called Talon and Claw that makes these dice towers. You should check them out. Let's go ahead and get started with our roll for bread. 6, croissant. Starting out with a nice buttery, flaky croissant. I'm a big fan of using croissants for sandwiches, so we're starting off strong. Just got to get it cut in half here. It's delicate, so just got to be careful not to crush it. And there we go, cut in half and all ready for fillings. Let's roll for main. 7, turkey. I've got some roast deli turkey. It's got a little bit of a smoky flavor. We seem to be on track for the moment. We've had a really good week so far, so I'm just waiting for the hammer to fall here. Let's roll for cheese. 5, poisson. Apparently, today's the day you get to hear me butcher several French words. This is a creamy, spreadable cheese from Normandy, France, and this particular one is flavored with garlic and
how
herbs.
you said it,
It's similar to cream
even though
cheese, but with a little bit
it wasn't the
crumblier
same,
texture. I am spreading this straight from the fridge,
I
so
heard
it's going to be a
Navia's
little
face.
difficult. Probably should have let it sit for a little
yeah.
bit, but we'll do our best to
Yeah.
make it work. This cheese is super creamy and flavorful and should go really well with the turkey and the croissant. About halfway done making this sandwich. Shaq, don't fail me now. Next up, let's roll for our roughage. Double 12s. I guess we're rolling for 4 roughage. All right, rolling 4 d20s. 1 kiwi, double 5s, so double celery, and 10 kelp pickles. I caused a bit of an uproar on Wednesday when I did not peel the kiwi. Guys, the skin is perfectly fine to eat. And though I usually peel my kiwis, with them cut so thin and being in the middle of a sandwich, you don't even notice the skin being there. The skin's actually really good for you. I understand if it's not your thing texture-wise, but I assure you it's perfectly safe. All right, double celery. So I guess I would probably cut 1 normally. So I'm gonna cut 2 full sticks of celery. I'm not the biggest fan of celery. It's fine. I really don't like it cooked. Like when it's in stuff, I tend to avoid it.
I prefer when
but
it's
raw, it's fine.
stuff.
This is
No,
definitely
no,
too
raw's
much
a
celery for a
problem.
sandwich though. And once again with our
Yeah,
kelp pickles,
some things are
getting
just not
near
meant
the
to
end of
be
the jar here.
eaten raw.
These will add a little hit of acid to this
No.
sandwich, which we've
It
been
needs
missing.
help from other
Unfortunately,
things.
I don't
I
think
do
it's going
not
to
want
add
the
quite
food
enough to
water.
balance out all of the celery. Lots and lots of green today. All right, let's get wild with our wild magic roll. 11 deviled eggs. All right, cool.
No,
We'll just put a
okay.
couple deviled eggs here.
I
on
want
the
to eat those
sandwich. With the
separately.
celery,
Why are
we've
you?
almost got like a deconstructed egg salad. And
No.
3 deviled eggs should be plenty, you know, in this economy. And last but
No wonder some of his sandwiches are so mushy because of all that moisture.
Yeah, no, it's just always a lot of moisture, and then he has that possibility of the pickle juice being just sprayed on it.
Well, it's just worse now because you have all of that plus the deviled eggs.
not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 13 Subway sweet onion sauce. One of the better sauces from Subway, in my opinion. The sweet onion teriyaki sauce is not what I would expect to put on this sandwich, but it should work okay. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that cross section. It doesn't look terrible. Somehow we made it through an entire week without creating an abomination.
It's kind of like
let's give this sandwich
turkey
a try.
salad almost.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a bit messy, but there's not really any flavor problems here. It could stand to be a bit more interesting, but it works. Swap about half of that celery for some dill pickles. Maybe turn those deviled eggs into actual egg salad. You could have something here. Still, definitely not one to complain about. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 7.1, and I'm gonna call it the Green Devil. Thanks for hanging out with me today, everybody. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again.
Okay. Think a couple more, then we'll stop, because we've been doing this for like 3 hours now.
Yes, we've been going for a while.
For a while.
Yeah, a couple more, then we'll stop.
Hello, adventurers! Rush the Rye Ramparts. It's time for Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go! Today's episode of Roll for Sandwich is sponsored by Melinda's. Melinda's makes hot sauce that prioritizes flavor over spice. But for the Halloween season, they are featuring their Ghost Pepper line, with sauces like their Ghost Pepper Hot Sauce, their creamy Ghost Pepper Wing Sauce, Ghost Pepper Hot Honey, Ghost Pepper Infused Strawberry Jelly, and yes, even Ghost Pepper Ketchup. You can pick up Melinda's Ghost-tober pack by using the link in my bio or on Amazon. Now let's go make a spicy sandwich. Let's get started with our roll for bread. 1. Honey buns. Honey buns are a prepackaged pastry you find in most gas stations in the United States. It's basically like a sticky glazed donut. Then I'm pretty sure having 2 of these on a plate is, yep, that's about half of my calories for the day. All right, next up, let's roll for Maine. 6. Burger. All right, I'll be cooking up a frozen burger. Obviously, I prefer fresh, but I need to have 12 different mains in my house at a time, so sometimes we do frozen stuff. As for the combo here, a donut burger is a thing. It's like ridiculous state fair food, but it is a thing, so there's a precedent here. Our burger has hit a safe internal temperature, so it is ready to come off the grill, or the pan, I guess. And all right, we've got our nice, warm, cooked burger. And we're just gonna put it right here on top of this honey bun. Okay.
Okay.
Let's roll for some.
Wait, so apparently on April, the PS5 Pro is gonna be worth $899.
You know, I don't need an upgrade that much. That is absurd.
Why?
It's probably like it is very minor adjustments to just the PlayStation 5. So I don't I get like with like what the extra tariffs and all that stuff, but at the same time that's ridiculous.
I'm hoping
Like
it's fake because like for that much money plus taxes, you're better off just buying it. You can get yourself a pretty decent mid-range PC for that, actually.
yes.
I mean, you can get your whole setup for that much, basically. That's kind of
Or you
crazy.
can just get it your console, you know?
Yeah. Pretty much.
4, Munster. All right, good thing we got a good cheese. Gonna put it right on top of our warm burger and maybe it'll melt a little bit for us. Let's roll up some roughage. 6 pickled onions and 11 none. While between the cheese, the burger, and the honey buns, we've got a lot of richness and fat going on, so having some roughage that's nice and acidic like these pickled onions will be really good here.
Absolutely
Help cut
not.
through all of that fat. Would have been nice to get an additional roughage, but I'm not going to complain. Let's get wild with the wild magic roll.
No.
It's bacon! Oh, thank the dice gods. Bacon on a
You were
burger
just
is
talking
perfect.
about
It
the
almost
pickled
makes me
onion
forget
cutting
that
some
we're
of the
about to
fat.
add ghost pepper to this. And last but not least, it's our D6 ghost pepper sauce roll 6. We got the ghost pepper infused strawberry jelly. You know what? Sure.
bad I
I
wanted
mean,
to
we've
say that.
already got donuts. Why not
It
make
would've been
them
the least
jelly
offensive,
donuts?
technically,
Honestly,
to
probably
eat
best case scenario
That is
here.
true.
Should be a nice bridge between the sweet and savory elements of our sandwich.
Okay.
And then there's definitely going to be some spice. Hopefully not too much spice, but we'll see how that goes. Getting our sandwich
You have
closed
a
up
bunch
here.
of sweet around it. You're fine.
And let's get our toothpicks in to hold it together. And again, something happened and I forgot to film the cut. So here's the cross section.
This doesn't this feel like something Dunkin' Donuts would sell.
It's
Yeah.
a Dunkin' Donuts, but then, like you said, it is just extravagant fair food.
Yeah, no, you would definitely sell this like at a street fair.
Yeah, like so. I remember because going back to Lauren, but I guess because she does like plays a bunch of random stuff, I hear things. But in one of the games, so it's just you go to the store and you order like specific items, and it's just testing if you actually follow the list or go crazy and do whatever you want. But it was a bunch of random items. She was like, "Would they be good together?" So she looked it up, and donut burger was one, and it was literally like perfectly shaped donuts with just a burger in the middle, and it looked so silly.
Yeah, wasn't someone
With
made that
something
an
else.
that was an actual burger, wasn't it? Didn't
Yes,
someone actually
yes, it
do
was.
that?
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, I'm not very food adventurous, so I wouldn't go out of my way to try that.
I don't mind trying things, but there are limits, and that would instantly be a no, no, thank you, I'm good.
I mean, Vanessa would probably eat that.
Well, Vanessa would love anything given to her. She'd be like, "Yeah, sure, why not? I'll try it. I'm down."
I mean, we've seen her idle animations, okay? We've seen them. We know.
What do you mean? We've seen her trailer.
Well, yeah, that and her animations, but yeah.
Check it out.
Her
while you
animation
can.
came from the trailer.
All right, let's give this bad boy a taste. Well, I will say it is incredibly rich, but it does a lot to mask the heat of the ghost pepper. It does sneak up on you, and it does
As ghost pepper
accumulate
does.
after a while,
As it
but
does,
it's not
yeah.
as crazy
That's what it
spicy
does.
as some of the other ghost pepper sauces I've had in the past.
You got
At least
a
not in
jam,
this
luckily.
form with this sandwich. Flavor-wise, it all goes together really well. I'm normally not a person that's gonna want to eat 2 donuts in a sitting like this with a burger in between them. Like it's ridiculous, but the flavors work. And
So,
once in a
I don't
blue
know, the
moon,
spice is getting
sure.
you.
If I had to submit an entry for a state fair food, this would probably be it. But for a normal episode, I'm going to give this one a 7.6, and I'm
Oh, don't worry. Someone will do it. If they
Yes,
haven't
Billy.
already. Well, this is from last year, so someone probably has done this.
Yeah, we knew it was a thing already, so many people have done this.
Yeah.
Right. All right, I think last one, then we'll call it a day.
Sandwich of the century is what it says.
Hello, adventurers. Condemn the ketchup cultists.
Oh, it's 'cause it's
time for Roll
century
for
egg.
Sandwich, the series where I let
Yeah.
fate decide my lunch.
Yeah,
Let's
it is.
go. Today we're going to be
Oh.
using these mushroom dice that were sent in by a viewer. Thanks.
Okay.
Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 2 freezer ends. Today, from the deep, dark depths of my freezer, I have the butt ends of this loaf of buttermilk bread. It's always a good day when I can make a little bit more room in my freezer. We're gonna go ahead and use our toast bread cantrip to bring these back to life. And there we go, we've got our buttermilk bread thawed out and ready to go. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 2 century egg. Century egg, or sometimes called 1,000-year egg, is a dish from China that consists of preserved duck eggs. These eggs are prepared by taking raw duck eggs and
Just absolutely not.
Yeah.
G-
It's like going back to my teacher in college who said, she brought oh god, the name's eluding me, but it wasn't century eggs, it's the other one.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. I know what you're
You're
talking
right,
about.
right?
I know exactly what you're
It's
talking
right
about.
there, but I forgot because I'm telling the story.
Because I know there's the
But no.
century one, and then I know there's the other one that
Yeah,
China
no.
usually eats too.
Yeah, but she brought that because she was like, yeah, if you're hungry, you guys could have them, and most said no, and I'm like, yeah,
I don't
I don't
remember what
think
the other
I-
egg is called though.
God, I hate that it's eluding me.
Her.
It's not even a hard word.
No, I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Yep, no, it's not coming back to me. I stopped.
Oh,
to think.
is it the tea? No, it's not the tea egg.
No. God, I swear it was right there, but I hesitated, and then it left me.
Is it? No, it's not the salted duck ones. I don't remember what it is.
We're getting there, but the term is just eluding us.
I wouldn't know how to. The problem is, I wouldn't know how to look it up though. That's the problem.
Right? It's like,
Like, I
when
know
you
what
search
it
for
is,
it.
but now that's gonna bother me now.
It's gonna bother me too. Don't worry, we're gonna hit stop stream. We're all gonna disperse, and then I'm gonna just shout it because it's like
Right.
placing them in a vat of tea, quicklime, salt, and wood ash, and being left to cure for several weeks to several months. They end up with a texture similar to a boiled egg and a color that can be off-putting for folks.
A little
It's really
scary,
just stained from the tea and the wood ash. Still, it definitely looks like something fitting for a Halloween episode of Roll for Sandwich. They have a pretty strong and pungent flavor with notes of sulfur and blue cheese, and this is my first time having one. I tried a little bit on its own to get a sense before having it in the sandwich, and it's definitely a strong flavor, though it definitely smells stronger than it tastes. But hopefully whatever else we roll can bring this all together. Let's roll for cheese. 2 Swiss. Well, it looks like they forgot the holes in my Swiss cheese again. That's okay. I know how to deal with that.
There's a
We will
little bit
just
of an
make our
indent.
own
I
hole.
see it.
Now it's
It just means extra cheese.
Well, he doesn't
Let's
like
roll up
extra
some
cheese.
roughage.
He wants to lose it.
So he used a
2
whole bunch.
lettuce and 7 avocado.
Yeah.
Well, the lettuce will provide us with a little bit of crunch and not much else. It just really has to be part of every sandwich this season, huh? The avocado will be an interesting addition here. It will add a nice richness and fattiness. I like avocado with regular chicken eggs, so perhaps it'll go nicely with the century eggs. It is just slightly past the window of being perfectly ripe. There is a little bit of brown, but nothing that should affect it too much. I feel like just about every time we've added avocado to a sandwich, it's improved it, so hopefully that continues to be the case today.
You're using.
All right, let's get wild with the wild
century
magic
eggs,
roll.
man.
16, Dad's
It's
Friday
gonna be a
night.
texture
Dad's
thing.
Friday night, also known as going to bed at 9 p.m. No, but really, it's a barbecue rub with several different peppers, one of which being habanero. It's a little spicy and a decent mix of seasonings. I see no problem adding it here. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 13, Coronation Mayo. This mayonnaise is inspired by the British dish Coronation Chicken, which is a chicken salad that incorporates mango and curry. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it cut in half.
I guess again, in theory, it might not.
And let's
be,
take a look at that cross section.
like
Interesting.
atrocious.
Often I
But
feel like
since
I have
I
a pretty good
don't
idea of what
like
something's going
the
to taste
flavors
like before I
that
try it. This one,
like.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
All that's left to do is to just taste it. Let's go ahead. This is really interesting. I think century egg could be bad on a sandwich, but this is probably the best case scenario. The avocado actually has a very similar texture to the century egg already, and a lot of savoriness and fat that kind of mellows out its intensity. And the barbecue rub, as well as that mayo that has that nice curry flavor, I'm not getting a whole lot of
You hear the
funkiness.
alien
It definitely
music back?
leaves a little
Like,
bit to be desired
spaceship?
visually, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this one. Well, there you go. Always a good day when you get to try something new and it doesn't end up being terrible. I think for a score, I'm going to go ahead and give this sandwich a 7.2. And I'm going to...
Why?
Because again, I guess he didn't dislike it when he tried it on its own, and then like he said, the avocado did save it with the texture, so it was the egg. And then a lot of that stuff would just kind of work to mellow out like how intense it is.
Yeah.
In theory. So again, I probably would take a bite and be like,
No.
I'm good. You can have it.
Right.
But I can see where, since he seemed to actually already kind of be okay with it, that he would rate it higher. But then also 7 point something seems to be his favorite rating.
True.
If a sandwich is passable to him, it's a 7. That
Right.
seems to be the case.
But yeah, no, I think it's time we call it a day here.
Yep,
been
we've only
going-
been going for 3 hours, you know?
Watching the sandwiches.
We'll be,
Just sandwiches being made
we'll be
or
ba-
killed.
We'll do this next week, and I'll find something else for us to react to. 'Cause I'm lazy like that. And I'll probably reinstall the watch if I remember how to do that.
You'll be able to do it, don't worry. You know, we're getting the free stuff, loot boxes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gambling.
Gambling.